The following is a presentation of Stewed Productions.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a historic day on the InterBrews podcast. Episode 160 is the official Conroe Brewers Roundtable.
Yeah.
Boo. This is InterBrews.
This is InterBrews.
All right, so we stumbled into that, but we're going. That's all that counts, right?
Right.
You know, it's out of the gates, it's fine. We're all over each other. Gosh, let's start on the intros because that'll take a good 15 minutes because there's literally a gang of us here. Ladies first, Jessica, how you doing?
Great. Thanks for having us.
B52, Seth from Copperhead, right down the street.
Yes, sir.
Old Dave.
What's
from,
up? Old Dave.
Well, there's a new Dave.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'm not saying you're old. You're in your prime.
I'm old.
Dave
Prime.
1, Dave 2.
Dave from Southern Star.
No, that's also bad.
Brent also from B52, and the newest member of the Conroe Brewers community, Dave Ohmer.
Hello.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Thank you. Thank you. A little
Yeah.
late, but
Well,
I got here.
Yeah. What do you do? Huzzah! I don't know what we do.
Yeah.
Do y'all have like a new Brewers ritual that y'all do? Like a new...
Yeah, but we can't do it on the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, we do have a camera. And then, of course, Kennedy and TD Mike are here. TD Mike being the strong silent type on an audio podcast. So thank you, sir. How's it going, everybody? Everybody good? Everybody?
Yeah,
how's
really
everybody
good.
been?
Really good.
It's 11 o'clock and we got a beer, so
Yes.
it's a pretty good day.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Your humidity is perfect.
Thank you.
Your humidity level.
You don't hear that in
Humidity
Texas
levels?
often.
No.
No, you're close.
Wait a couple weeks.
Yeah. I had one of those dilemmas where I was at the grocery store the other day and I was like, humidity, blood belt, humidity, blood belt. I went with blood belt, and now I'm glad that I did because now I've got,
Now you got humidity.
now I got humidity and I feel good. All right, so let's talk Conroe for a little bit. It's 40 miles north of Houston. The second biggest thing to happen to water are all you guys. The first one was the lake. We'll go with the lake back in '76. But now this is the biggest thing in Conroe water.
That happened to water. That's what we're gauging all this on, huh?
Yeah, because there's a lot of water in beer.
I'm going to incorporate that in our tour. We're the second biggest thing to happen to water in Conroe in the history of Conroe.
Yeah, since 1976.
Since 1976.
Before that, it was probably like a catastrophic flood of some sort.
Yeah.
But I don't.
But we had one of those too.
But that wasn't on the. Oh, did we? Oh,
Yeah.
Is it too soon? It's too soon to crack
too soon. Yeah,
Where were you?
not in Conroe.
Okay.
Was it bad here though, Harvey? Was it bad here?
It wasn't too bad. We've got some elevation here, so it wasn't all that bad.
Okay, good to hear. Now we got the Harvey stuff out.
Yeah,
of the way.
yeah.
Sorry. So many mics, so many things I'm like caged in.
Yeah. No.
Okay, all right. What are we gonna
Maybe
talk?
don't use your hands like
can't-
that.
I know, right? It's a weird thing.
It's a radio. Oh, there is a camera.
There's a camera. We are streaming live on. What are we streaming live on, Kennedy?
YouTube and Facebook.
Wow, it's big time.
YouTube and
Big
Facebook.
time.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, so let's get y'all's opinion. How are things in Conroe as far as being a business owners and brewers and
I love this community. I think this community is great. There's a lot of opportunities still left in this community. There's a lot of people that don't know that there's breweries here. There's a lot of people that don't even understand what breweries are. So, I mean that's no slam on anybody. It's just this community is a lot bigger than people suppose it to be.
over 82,000.
Yeah, and really,
and the fastest growing city in Texas. I know. Maybe
It was the country.
It was.
Yeah, it was the
It's
country.
been in the top five
Yeah.
for years now. So it's
at this point in time, we are also Houston. Really, if you look at it, I mean, if the freeway is 5 lanes wide, by the time that you get to your plate, you're still in the city. It's just there's not a whole lot that divides it now. It hadn't always been that way, but I like that this community is like that. It's got great infrastructure to get here and whatnot, and really, it still is part of the city, but it's still its own entity as well.
Yeah.
And the city of Conroe has been very diligent on keeping it that way, not prohibiting anything, but keeping its identity, and that's what's cool about this this city.
Yeah, I will say the 3 breweries here represent kind of the 3 areas of Conroe. When you think like Seth, you guys are right there in the middle of town, and then you guys are out by the lake, B52, and you're tucked back here in the The wooded.
We don't have any representation on the east side of Conroe. We need that's a Conroe joke.
Is that a touchy subject? What are
Not really.
what are people called on the
East Siders?
East Siders?
I don't know.
Is it
I
maybe
think they're called crackheads.
really? Is that big?
Is it crack or meth?
Mostly meth, probably.
What
but,
season is it? Seasonal or
it
is
might
it
be seasonal. There's some
Okay.
seasonal drift.
Just kidding.
No, it's, no. This whole community is great. I jest. Yeah, I mean, we've got, it's amazing that this city has, it has and has had 3 breweries now for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, and I didn't never see, when we started business up here 10 years ago, I wouldn't have seen that we'd have 3 breweries, and 3 good breweries. So
yeah.
we've got that, and the city understands that we're kind of, when a city has a brewery, there's something, it's like, and then we've got 3. So it's really good. They look at us as kind of crowning jewels of community, which is kind of funny because look at us.
Yeah. Have you seen what
at
time
10
we start?
Yeah, they don't, they don't pay attention to that.
So, new Dave, are you living up here now?
No, I'm not. So that's goes back to Dave's point. I'm doing the commute. I'm still in the city.
Yeah.
And driving up, but it's not bad. It hasn't been bad at all so far. I mean, still new.
45 was lovely.
I'm not tired of it yet. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there was a traffic jam at 10 a.m. on 45.
Yeah,
It's like,
and then we had what happened yesterday with the hazmat spill. You know, and
Yes.
so it's it was pretty crazy.
45 is lovely.
Yeah, no, it's just-
like it's one of those things where like, man, what a beautiful day. It's like, F Houston, man.
Well, it could be it could be worse. You could be on 290. So
Yes.
there's
Which
always that.
Yeah,
you know?
I live on 290. I avoid it like the plague. It's like, why? I never, ever. I'd much rather drive over here than anywhere near my house. So that's saying like
Good luck with
Conroe.
better than anywhere near your house in Cypress.
Yep, less congested than 290.
Yeah. So okay, Seth, you're saying 3 years coming up.
Yep, in August.
In August, okay. And
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool thing about it, we've got we're not just Conroe here, where there's a lot of lineage going through like all of the Houston brewing life. Seth and Dave, you wrote the Southern Star Roots. St. Arnold Roots.
Yeah.
Yep, St. Arnold Roots.
And Dave, you were at Whole Foods.
Yep.
And y'all just opened your own brewery.
Yeah. Kind of just
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Too. You know, that's cool too. That's cool too. I didn't want to leave you out. I didn't know where to
Thanks.
go with that. So.
didn't plan that one.
Yeah, sorry. Got a little awkward there for a second. Sorry. But as far as Conroe goes, like the city government and things like that, is everybody cool?
Absolutely. In fact, they've opened their arms to me for sure. I'm the chair of the Visitors Bureau here and sit on the board of directors of the Chamber of Commerce as well. So
Really?
yeah, it's pretty funny. It's like, I joke with people that I know. I was like, I'm an upstanding member of society now. You know what I'm saying?
See?
Yeah, see what happens?
Can you say that with a straight face?
No,
Obviously
no, no, not at all. I'm not going to quit telling the mayor. Damn it.
Do you have aspirations to be the?
No, not really.
What would be your
really.
campaign slogan? Would it be?
Drink more beer.
Yeah. The beer in every hand, maybe.
I think that it would probably work, right?
I would hope.
I don't know anything about the current.
Get
This
some
crowd.
votes.
Yeah, I mean, it works with all of us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's already
Well,
worked.
You've got. Do you have to live in Conroe to vote?
Yeah,
Conroe?
yeah, but
Okay.
I do. I live in Conroe.
Well, I know. I'm saying if
Oh.
I would vote for
No,
you, but I don't live
okay.
in Conroe.
That's all right. We'll fill you in. That's
Okay.
or, well, yeah.
Is that cool?
There's ways. There's ways.
Bust me in? Is that
yeah.
cool?
Well, I'll get the Russians to hack.
As long as we can stay off 290, it's fine. I'll be fine. I'll bust in anywhere. Well, let's just. I don't know. What else do you? What do people need to know about Conroe and the fact that you guys are? I mean, obviously that you're up here, it's awesome. It's if you're down in Houston, if you live most of your life inside the Loop or even south of Houston, this is a cool day trip to get out here.
Yeah.
I mean,
hit 3 breweries. I mean, brewery hopping for just that alone. I mean, people are traveling all over the world to do that. And
Yeah.
you can just drive up 45 and hit 3 awesome breweries. That's pretty cool.
And the difference between like Houston proper, especially, and then once you get into Conroe, it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, we have trees.
Yeah, that's what
we've got a nice pine forest.
I saw a
and,
hill over there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a topography, which is strange. There's a lake. We've got some outdoor activities that you can do as well.
Yep.
Although at not so much at Seth's Brewery, but at at both of our breweries, we've got a little bit. We got a little bit of acreage to kind of take it in. Especially, I mean, B52, y'all's place is just beautiful out there, so it's really nice. And
Thank you.
yeah, and in the heat of the summers, for sure, you go over to Seth's place, and he's got this wonderful air-conditioned tap room that
They call it air conditioning.
that's nice.
Yeah, I was a fan of AC for sure.
I think we all are.
Yeah,
Well, the new tap room over at B52.
Yeah, that's right.
Coming along, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be climate controlled. So
Yeah.
we'll have that.
Wow, that's now all three of us are climate controlled. I mean, that's enough to pull everybody up from Houston to begin with.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because what is there, like 3 climate controlled tap rooms in Houston?
St. Arnold would be one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I mean, now we're talking about air conditioning. That's what I'm going to run for mayor on is air conditioning.
Yeah.
More cool air for everybody.
Air conditioning and
Back to
beer.
Conroe.
Seriously,
Make
though.
sure my campaign's in August.
I don't see how Houston was a thing before air conditioning or any of this area.
It's stronger
wasn't
people
really.
than we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
like-
would say so.
I would have just been like, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah. Well, why? Why did we move here?
Yeah, we're obviously lost. Let's go somewhere north. Just until you stop sweating. I don't know where you
Right.
stop sweating. Canada.
Maybe.
Dave, we got to get into your story. Why are you? I mean, I'm glad you're here.
Oh, thanks.
But we need to dive into why you're here.
Well, as I've said to everybody else, it was just an opportunity I couldn't pass up. I've always loved B52. We always sort of had a connection in sort of beers we brewed and our sort of style and the way we go about it. And I've always talked a lot of beer with them. So once they sort of had a position or made an opportunity available, I jumped all over it.
So it's only been
I had to.
a couple weeks, right?
Not
It's-
even a couple weeks. It's a week and a couple days.
You still have that new
Yeah.
job smell on you.
Yeah, I found out where the light switches were last week. That was nice. That was good.
That's not what that smell is, by the way.
Learned a few names.
He
That's-
doesn't shower.
Is that a Whole Foods thing? I don't know.
Natural.
Is that Tennessee? Is that what? Is that like a Tennessee? I don't know. Is that what they?
But I was just looking to expand, my sort of role in a brewery and what the brewery can be. Whole Foods was a great opportunity, great gig. But there was a bit of a ceiling there that it was time to sort of see what was past it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm glad.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
We are
glad.
too.
Yeah.
I think everybody's glad for, Dave coming to Conroe and being part of this city's brewing scene is huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he didn't. What he didn't tell you is you've got 20 years of brewing experience under your belt, and he just brings this amazing. I mean, he's got more brewing experience under his belt than a lot of breweries have in their whole their whole warehouse or their whole brew team or whatnot. So
I got a lucky start young.
yeah. Just to have that, though, I mean, that just makes the brewing community up here stronger and more vibrant. I mean, B52 is already doing just these. That's what's so cool about Conroe as well is you've got these 3 breweries that are doing totally different things.
Yes.
Yeah, we all have our own.
We all have got our own
take on-
thing.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's just and we're all strong in our own in our own fields, and it's just you can come up here and have 3 completely different experiences with 3 completely different, not flavors of beer, but just
3 different models.
Yeah,
It's 3
models.
different-
Yeah, models and
Yeah.
styles. It's in 3 different specialties, and that's what makes it so cool. It's we're very close to each other, and it makes for a fantastic day trip.
Yeah.
And our hotels are cheap. I mean, they really are.
Yeah.
Our hotels in Conroe are really cheap too. So you can come up here, spend the night.
That's the way to do
make
it,
a day of it.
And we just got Uber and Lyft.
You gotta like that.
Oh, yeah. Gotta like that.
Do they have Uber boats for the lake?
That's brilliant.
I'll run on that platform too.
Do any of the hotels serve y'all's beer yet? Do we need a?
No, I don't think any of the hotels up here have
full service one
have
or
full
anything?
service hotels.
I believe La Toretta.
La Toretta does.
La Toretta does.
Yeah, La Toretta
We've
does
talked to
have.
them about having our beer, but I don't know.
Yeah,
what
La
happened
Toretta's
there.
so
Can't
far
remember
away.
that.
I mean, they're not that far away from you guys. They're getting closer, but La Toretta's a long way away from here.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well just go back to Houston. I mean, no, don't. I mean, La Toretta's beautiful. No, La Toretta's beautiful, but it's a long way out. But yeah, they're full service. We're hoping to get another full service kind of hotel and possibly convention center in the area. I mean, we need one. The city needs one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with all the construction.
Yeah, we got.
There's also great Airbnb opportunities up there.
There definitely is.
Yeah, with all the construction going on out here, I think it's inevitable. Just a lot bigger things coming. So.
Oh yeah, with the development of Camp Drake, that's
Oh
huge.
yeah,
and a new waterway,
Grand
right?
Central
Isn't that going to be a
Park or
waterway?
whatever.
I think so. I mean, I'm not real sure, but yeah, they have like was it Grand Park or Grand Central Park? I mean, they took Camp Drake, which is an old Boy Scout thing, the camp, and are making another kind of master plan community in there. We're getting just so much stuff coming in. We're getting this huge furniture, outlet thing that's coming in that's kind of, rival to gallery furniture. And then just there's going to be so much stuff up here, so much shopping opportunities. But this community is great. We've got this quaint downtown that you can go shopping around. And then we've got like all these modern amenities up here. The Woodlands is not too far from here, although I think that this city, to get to the next level, we need to be better than just being close to the Woodlands. We need to have our own thing, and we're getting there as a city for sure.
Yeah, the Woodlands, I work in the Woodlands, so it's like you over the last few years, you see it's gotten so busy.
Oh, yeah.
And like it's neat, I guess. And
I view Conroe as more of a laid back
Yes.
version of like it's just as nice, but maybe just not as
Hectic, maybe. Yeah,
not as
that's a good way
hectic,
to put it.
not as there's a hoity-toity vibe to
well,
the
and
Woodlands.
it's
Be
like
honest.
we're not used to paying to park
Yes.
up here, and it's like, you want me to pay what to park where? I mean,
There's good grass right over there. I'll park there.
That should pay for the parking.
My truck won't even fit there.
Right. That's all.
I'll park on top of that Mini Cooper or that Ferrari that 16-year-old is driving.
Right.
Yeah, the Woodlands. The Woodlands doesn't have any breweries.
Zero.
It's too
Well, that's
expensive.
I was going to say that's because
we wanted to start like a 242 area, but it was just outrageous.
you look at the Woodlands and some of the rental rates are are
it's
insane of how and I guess that's the price you pay, but you have to have something that you're going to be generating hundreds of dollars a square feet, and breweries don't do that.
No, but
That worked out great for us because it would have been like a small tap room or something, but now we have this beautiful beer garden and acreage and in the woods. I mean, so
Yeah.
well, I'm kind of glad that this whole thing happened.
Okay, touch on that. So you originally looked at the Woodlands, and then so what got you out here to Conroe? What?
Like I said, the combination of better value is really just all it is. It really boils down to that. But we got like wooded acreage and then at a better price.
Yeah.
And then in a community that we like even better, to be honest. I just love the laid back vibe of Conroe. It's beautiful out here.
Yeah. Seth,
People are great. Love it.
What got you out to Conroe?
I grew up here, lived here,
Okay.
all my family's here. We basically just found a warehouse close to the central part of like the original downtown Conroe area that was cheap enough.
Yeah.
And if you drive by it, you're like, it doesn't look too great. But as soon as you walk in the tap room, people are like, wow, I didn't even know this was here.
Yeah. Well,
so we
still
focused
hear
on
that.
because
It's
like
crazy.
the rent's cheap enough. So
yeah. Well, I
It
mean,
works.
I know the last time I went to the tap room, you guys were there, so I was like, oh yeah, there's something.
were?
Yeah. you may not. But I mean, you walk in, you're greeted by a corgi. There's board games.
Oh, yeah. Winston's usually there.
Yeah. What else do you need?
He's borderline famous now.
He is.
Yeah.
It's kind of his own deal. Dave, when you were looking to open I think we discussed it before, but
Yeah, we were actually looking at open up back in the old models before all the laws changed and everything. We were looking at opening up a brew pub, and the only place that would really I don't think Conroe at that point in time could have supported a brew pub with the old models. So we were looking at in the Woodlands area, and by the time that you got for one, you have to service the Woodlands, so your food costs are astronomical, the rent's astronomical, and I got up to about $5 million on my business plan. I was like, well, that's not going to work, so I'm going to go to Conroe and start a brewery, and we started looking around, and we found some places up here, and I mean, we're talking not just a little bit cheaper, but a lot cheaper, like a third of the price, and that's what kind of hooked us. And then we, as soon as we got up here, I fell in love with this community. The community is so supportive of what we're doing, and realizes the value that we bring not we collectively, the breweries bring to the city, and they have been, just nothing but supportive of what we're trying to accomplish. And it's so nice to be in a community where the local government aligns with you instead of maligns you. I mean, you look at places,
they hang out at our place.
I know, that's awesome. But you look at places,
they come and hang out with us.
You look at a place like Austin. I don't know if you guys are following guild threads or whatnot right now, but they're so out of touch with business in general in Austin that they're proposing new zoning regulations that will effectively close like half the breweries in Austin. It's not going to happen, I don't think. But I mean, it's like, this community would come and talk to us before they did anything like that. Yeah. Or we would say, hey, and they say, oh, let's put the brakes on that.
We'd be part of the
we'd be part of the roundtable. Yeah. And then they just like sprung it on them. So, it's pretty I love it here.
When you look at like the attractions of a city, I would say, a lake obviously is awesome, but having a nice place to hang out and have a delicious beer is awesome. And that's how it used to be. Breweries were like the meeting place. They used to have a lot of like community meetings, and they would talk about community issues or whatever, and that was at the brewery. And I think we're starting to see that come back a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we are, because I mean, really what we do, we make beer, but one of the things that I've always said that breweries are good for, and this has been historical fact, is we make social lubricant. That's what we make.
Yeah, that's right.
And I mean, it's a great way to sit and talk to your neighbors over a beer. When somebody, look, there was a beer summit, when Joe the plumber and President Obama got into an argument, there was a beer summit. So, I mean, and that's what humans do. We get together over a beer and talk about things and communicate and commune with our neighbors and make new friends and just have a good time.
Yeah, it's a great icebreaker, that's for sure.
It really is.
It really is.
Yeah, do y'all ever think about that, what's happened in this tap room? I know Mike and his girlfriend met at a brewery, and they're pretty serious. They're probably gonna get married. He doesn't like to talk about it.
We can't.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know. And
this microphone amplifies.
I know.
Sorry. Anyway,
I can hear it perfectly.
She listens to the show too. So, and then Kennedy and you and Julie, right? Y'all didn't meet at a brewery, but y'all go to one every weekend, or did y'all meet at a brewery? I don't know. I don't keep up with it. I'm married. It doesn't matter.
I have no mic, by the way.
No, wait.
Oh, thank you. Technically, we did meet at a brewery.
Okay.
Our first date was at a brewery.
That's adorable.
And that was the first time I met her. So,
and now that you're... what brewery?
Southern Heights.
Greater Heights.
Great Heights.
Okay, gotcha.
Great.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
Good
that's
spot.
bringing it.
That was the first date.
You were so smitten you can't even remember where you. And y'all been to. I think they go to 2 or 3 breweries every weekend. So that's
thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know that we've had people meet here. We had one group or one couple that met here and got married here. So It was they met at the old place, got married at this place. So it's pretty cool to see what goes on. I'm sure all kinds of nefarious schemes have been hatched and played out in the tap room. I know I've been party to some of them. So it's just a wonderful vector for people to get together and communicate.
Yeah, we've had 2 engagements or proposals at our brewery, which is that's pretty cool.
That's awesome
that they chose our place though.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that is nice. I wish I want to go back and redo my engagement. No, same.
Look, I take it back, but only for a minute.
Just so we can excuse to go to a brewery. Right. We go to breweries all the time, and we always take our kids. So I appreciate that all the breweries are.
That's another thing. Is like and you look at some places like there's a place by here that is just insanely popular for a beer drinking destination spot during the day. They're a direct competition, I guess, at some point in time with us, but it's Deacon Baldy's.
Yeah.
They also buy all of our beer.
Yeah.
But a lot of our beer. But that's why they're so busy is because there's kids there. It's like, and that's why we're busy because people bring their kids. A lot of people that come here, and I know a lot of people that go to your place, and I'm not real your place too, bring their kids and their dogs and
family-friendly tap rooms have really changed the game, and
it has. It's like it's community. It's like we're not sitting here just doing bad things and whatnot to where you can't bring your children here.
Yeah.
It's not it's not a strip club. It's not a
it's seedy place that you.
Yeah, it's not a seedy place that you don't want to bring your family.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not a place to go get hammered drunk.
Right.
It's not an '80s or '90s beer commercial.
Right.
That's really what
might be a shame. I don't know. Now I'm thinking about that.
We need to bring those back.
There's almost never a snowstorm when you crack open one of your beers. There's no girls fighting over.
I know I'm going to break some trademarks, but I think we're all frost brewed.
Yeah.
Are you all triple hopped? I don't know. Is that a
some of our beers?
The bombshell cans that turn a different color
look,
when
I've
they're cold.
totally looked into it. just made that.
I for one, I miss Technicolor t-shirts, so I would be all for anything that changes colors.
I can't say we're frost brewed. That doesn't make any sense, but we're definitely cold log.
Cold filter.
You have an assistant.
Well, we don't filter, but I think everybody cold filters.
He's an assistant brewer. His last name's Frost, so you can technically be frost brewed.
You could be. Yeah, that'd be great.
Just got to find that guy or girl
just
or girl.
Make them legally change their name.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Would you?
How much do you love your job?
Yeah. Is there a bonus? What kind of bonus would you get for saving? The whole marketing campaign hinges on you changing.
That
your
is
name.
a pretty damn good idea.
Yeah. Let's look into that. I don't know what the cost is on changing your name.
I'll pay for it.
It's cheap.
Sam Frost.
Sam Frost.
That's a good
Yeah,
name.
Sam Frost. It's frost brewed trademark.
Actually,
With an addendum. They couldn't do anything.
They couldn't do anything about it. That's his name. That's the only frost brewed beers in Texas or whatever.
There you go.
Or I don't know. Now it would be fun though, because I mean you look at like the Stone Brewing and the Keystone whole thing, silliness, but.
I just want to
Although
stay out
I
of that.
do respect
I
the
hope
fact
we
that AB sent a town crier for a cease and desist
That's
for the
hilarious.
diddly beer. Did you
That
hear
is
about that?
That was great.
Somebody had what was it? It was like a diddly IPA or something like that.
Yep.
And instead of just serving them legal papers, they hired a town crier to stand outside and yell at the brewery.
That's sometimes you gotta hand it.
I think
That's the way
everybody
to do
went.
it.
Everybody went.
Touche.
All right, cool.
Well played. Well played.
Well, I mean, they have probably a multi-million-dollar marketing team,
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
even $1 billion. I don't know what it is.
At least, right?
So
Dilly dilly.
Yeah.
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 it worked.
It does.
Got him even more pub. Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to yell at my kids for saying dilly dilly. I didn't yell at them, but I strongly suggested. I was like, "That king is a bully." The guy brought him a mead that he crafted himself, and he just put his, just stuck his nose up at it. He should have at least said thank you, set it aside.
Using Bud Light commercials to teach your kids.
Yeah, I was like, he's clearly not Southern, so we can't. That is just no, we cannot abide that. I'm looking down this. Okay, first to the listening audience, I must confess something as your humble host of this podcast. I said roundtable at the beginning of the show, and our table is not round at all. It is rectangular, and that's a confession. But I also must confess we are out of beer in almost every glass except for Dave.
I was about to say, I think it's a timely time to take a break from our sponsor. I don't know who your sponsor is, but
B52 Brewing. B52 is sponsoring.
There you
show.
go.
Not really.
Yeah, what do you get?
But we need to rectify the situation, so I'm going to hit pause, refills, whatever we need to do, run around the table, whatever they would.
Bathroom.
Do you keep the cameras on?
I don't know. Are you keeping the cameras on, or do you have like a
you
thing
might
you
as
can go
well.
to?
Right?
Turn the audio off.
Okay. So only the
Never mind.
embarrassing things you visually do will be, blasted out to the entire globe. Anything you say is fine. Okay. You won't even notice we're gone because we'll be right back on InterBrews, and this is totally unnecessary because I'm just going to hit this button. We're back, and we've been talking about some really deep cryo-hop talk here. I wish for the people out there in internet land listening to this right now with their earbuds in as they walk with their Fitbits or whatever they're doing. I wish they could be here and like be a fly on the wall. If you're into hops, like cryo-hops. We're talking about some cryo-hops.
Yeah, we probably should have the discussion on the air, right? We're all like dorking out over nerding about cryo-hops. Now we're like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
What hops?
cryo. Yeah, they're very sad hops. The cryo, they cry all the day.
No, Seth. We just started
that's
talking.
nice.
Seth was telling me about it was his first time playing around with them and using them in a beer. So
Yep.
I'm always interested to see what people are getting from them and how they're using them. It's a pretty new product. So
I guess Dave, why
there's
don't you describe what cryo-hops are for?
All right, so it's a procedure they're taking and applying to straight hops off the vine, whole leaf hops, whole cone hops, where they are cryogenically freezing them. And, just like anything else, when you...
Just like Walt Disney's head. Sorry.
Is that still frozen?
I hope so.
I hope
Otherwise,
so,
probably
too.
smelling.
Yeah. It's fresh. It's frozen. It's fresh, still. It's good.
Put him in a beer.
But just like anything else that's that super cold and everything, everything, parts of it are very brittle. The leafy matter, the plant matter that's around it will break off very easy, and you're left with the lupulin glands, which contain all the oils and all the stuff we seek out in hops. And so it's basically a way of concentrating hops and getting rid of a lot of the leafy matter and then delivering it to us brewers to hopefully get a better yield out of our beer is the original sort of reason behind it. But then, of course, all of us idiots were just, that just means I can put more in, right? I can just throw a lot more in. And that's what it's turned into. So, it's a lot of fun. I got to play around with it a bit at Whole Foods before I was out of there, and with good and bad results with everything like that. And when you make big changes in an ingredient like that, it's going to affect something else or create a possible different problem as it did for us. But still, the flavor and aroma we got out of it, and the possibilities on a bigger scale of it are very big.
Yeah.
What problem? I don't know if you want to answer this question, but what problems did you find using those?
It was always in the beer. Ours, like in our little tanks.
And these problems have to.
We all talk about green beer isn't just fresh and like hasn't quite matured. No, this was green beer. Yeah. This was straight head of powder. Of course we do this silly hazy stuff where everything, we don't want anything falling out, but it stayed green the whole time, and you could feel it the whole time, which it was fun. It's hops. It's not bad, but
right.
It stayed green the whole time. So I started just applying it differently. I started using it more in bags for during fermentation hopping or something like that versus trying to dose the whole batch. Especially with our small tanks that we had at Whole Foods, it didn't. And how fast we sort of rush it through. Didn't have much time to settle out, so it was green.
That's what's pretty neat about what we're going on right now is this business is ever evolving, and our supply chain is ever evolving as well. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we get new tools, and sometimes they're power tools.
Yeah,
we look at them and see, it's like like what we use in our blood belt. What we were talking about, I had always shied away from doing fruit beers because, for one, they're very, very messy to use the actual fruit. They're very expensive.
Yeah.
So there's no way you can sell a $9 6-pack at the grocery store of fruit beer. It's just not going to happen. It costs too much. So you look for alternatives, and I've always shied away from using extracts and concentrates because they've always been, quite frankly, gross to me. But then I found a company that made good tasting extracts, but that was like a power tool. You put too much in there, man, bam. Our blood belt's got a lot in there, and it's almost pushing like the top of the acceptability, I think. But I like it because when we first put it out, one of my accounts is like, I like what you guys are doing. You aren't jacking around. It's like you don't say hints of. It's bam. It's right in your face. So I guess. Kind of the same way with those hops.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was just like, here they are.
Well, Seth, you were saying the Citra hops are what you used, right?
Yeah, we used the cryo-Hops in our beer called Citra Addicted, which the goal for that beer was all Citra. How much of that flavor and aroma of that hop could you put in a beer? So that's one of my, if not my favorite hop variety. So
did you come to a conclusion about how much?
No, I don't think you can put too much of that in a beer. Like
Do you just
15 pounds per barrel is too much. I know this.
We weren't quite that high pounds per barrel, but
that was our
a lot.
collab, right?
That was our collab. Yeah,
Whole
payload,
Foods,
13 and a half is like a max.
15 pounds a barrel.
just the dry hopping.
Nice.
So
we got to see where the boundaries are, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So next time we're gonna stop at like 13 and a half.
That's funny because I put like 3 pounds per barrel. And I'm like, oh, that's way too much.
I yielded half the batch. Half the tank was filled with hops.
You need to get in there and like squeeze it a little bit.
We talked about
coffee
that.
press, French press
fermenter.
Yeah, that was one of the perks why I wanted to go to the cryo hops for Citra on that, because there's so much dry hop that goes in.
Yeah.
The first batch out of a 30-barrel brew, I think I only bright tanked 21 barrels. So the cryo-Hops, I actually got 23, almost 24
Not
barrels,
only do you have to pay for the hops, which are expensive.
A lot of money, but then you're making you lose
you have to pay
money.
for it in beer,
That's
too.
That's crazy. Have any of you guys used, there's an enzyme, and they're kind of playing fast and loose with it, but there's an enzyme that you can put in, and what it does is, I think it does something with a linalool to where it like unlocks more, because apparently there's, now I'm talking like extreme nerd hop talk.
So we're talking biotransformation and stuff?
Yeah, to where like part of your linalools get bound to where they don't free up, and then this thing like unbinds them to where it's like you pour it. It's post fermentation. It's an enzyme that you pour in. I've been scared to use it. I haven't even used it. I don't even know how to do it on a test batch. So, I don't know. I don't trust it. But
it's cutting edge stuff.
It is. It's like, what do you do? I mean, nobody's ever even heard of that, because we got to send a sample, and it was like
I've
this
heard
little
of
thing,
it,
and it was like this just kind of taboo thing that sat in the corner for a long time. I was like, I don't know if I want to do that or not.
I remember thinking anti-foam was,
Yeah.
Uh-oh,
Now I put it everywhere.
Yeah. Now it's like, I bet.
Now it's a savior.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
You like look at other applications. It was like, well, that's foaming up too much, and somebody will dump like detergent in my fountain at my my subdivision. I'll be like, I can take care of that with some anti-foam.
Exactly. That's awesome.
What are some other, because Southern Stars, how old are you? Are you 10?
10. Yeah, actually we're
congratulations on that anniversary.
We're 11.
awesome.
I count our anniversary from the first day we sold beer.
Yeah.
Which leaves off the most stressful year of my life. So I'm not just going to throw that away. So so for the public, we're 10 years old, but by God, we're 11.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in Brewers years, when you look at the growth
That's
of
like
There's always
47.
the phantom year.
Yeah. The
the
phantom year.
phantom
And I
year.
remember talking to your parents about the phantom year. Where they were like,
the
holy,
phantom year.
they were. It's like,
Money's just pouring out.
you're just hemorrhaging cash, and you don't have anything coming in, and you're just held up by one or two little government entities that you feel have a personal vendetta against you. It's just like, it's horrible.
Well, since all of you got into the beer industry, brewing, all that stuff, like we talked about, anti-foam. It's like that sounds like a group that would protest like a. When I say that, president was going to speak, but then anti-foam showed up, and then it was all over from there. They brought in the police, and then it was just crazy.
Sport foam.
Yeah, that's anti-foam, man. Those guys, keep them in check. But no, I mean, since you've been into it, I mean, the shift, like we're talking about cryogenically frozen hops and then genetically modified yeast and hazy beers. It's all so crazy.
Everything's different. Everything's different. I mean, Seth, when you were working at St. Arnold, everything's been different even since then. And everything's. I mean, you guys that I'm looking at people like that. The people in the podcast know who I'm looking at, but it's like B52 started out, and you guys had to start out in the middle of a transitionary period that was, I think, unprecedented in craft beer. So it's like you came out and you're like, whoa, now what do we do? And you guys have done a very good job of finding a niche market and going with it and becoming specialists, and Seth, you have too. It's like you go, you have to find what you want to be, and unfortunately our model is 10 years old, and it's always been from growth. And right now with the kind of the current climate of craft beer, I'm kind of stuck out a little bit because we've got a little bit of debt, and we're counting on having to sell lots and lots of barrelage because our profit margins are very low. The laws don't help us. We can't sell beer to go up here. So, I mean, I've kind of positioned our brewery to be in fairly good shape when we get, caught in this, because I knew it was coming. But that's always been our intention, is to go up. That's what you did. You started a brewery, you grew and grew and grew and grew, and you became, sort of a regional brewery. And, when B52 started, that's kind of what it was too. So they're like, putting out beers to kind of grow and grow and grow, and then all of a sudden they get thrown a curveball with the stuff that's happening, and then you find some stuff as well that works for you guys, and you're like, no, we're gonna take a sharp right hand turn here and do some different stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Call
Seth
it
had a
being a
little
small
bit
ship
more.
and-
Yeah. I
we
mean, Seth
had
had a
to do
little
some
bit
of that
more.
stuff.
Yeah, you had to do some of it too. But I mean, now your model is the model that people are going towards now, to where smaller, local specialized brew pubs that people go to, and get a lot of your margins out of the tap room.
Yeah, we're kind of split between, because we do a lot of packaging that goes to retail shelf space as well. But whenever I have time to play around with, I'll throw stuff in a barrel or brew a test batch of something small scale or do some kind of special release, and all of that stuff is always brewery only.
That's awesome. That's what people like.
We might release a couple kegs to go to some of our favorite accounts.
That's just priming the pump.
But
Yeah.
But the retail shelf space for us packaging, that is still one of our main sources, because we're in HEB, Specs, Whole Foods, Total Wine. We got shelf space pretty much everywhere, and the size that we are to be able to keep that supplied, it's like a constant struggle to catch up, which is, I mean, it's good, but like you were saying, the margins on packaged beer on store shelf is so low that you have to keep it rolling somehow. So
yeah, and then you start looking at spreadsheets, and you're like, well, you know how to make this more profitable, make more of it, and then and then that's like grow it, and then it turns into like, seriously, it turns into like a Coke habit, to where you're like, I got to work harder to make more beer, to make more money, to buy more tanks, to make more beer. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You chase it, and I got caught up with that for a very long time, because that's what our model was. Because and now it's become, I'm not sitting here lamenting very much, but one of the issues that we have is when we want to put something new out, we got to make 60 barrels of it. It's hard to install 120 kegs of something. And luckily Houston and the surrounding area is big enough to do that. But it's like, we have every Thursday up here, we have a taproom exclusive, and we make a quarter barrel of beer that the brewers are just messing around with, and it's a huge draw for us. But it's a quarter barrel beer. It's like, you look at it, there's not that many pints.
And I can't even imagine. I just hope that this goes through, that what the kind of windfall that you guys would see if you'd be able to sell 6-packs to go, or what. We fully support that. I don't want y'all to have any advantages that we don't
understand
have,
why
or
you're not able to. It's some weird TABC thing, but I think you should be able to.
I think I'm hoping, just I try to think about things as logically as I can, and assume everybody else is rational too, which
that's so silly.
I know it's pretty silly.
There's the first problem. Right?
But I think that we'll see some legislation. I hope that we'll see some legislation this year that alleviates that, because what we're seeing now is that, I mean, our revenues for our tap room over first quarter last year to first quarter this year were up like 61%, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's across the nation too. You're saying that.
I mean, it's like those are the trends. Those are the trends, and those are fantastic trends.
Those regulations seem very non-Texas to me. I'm the newest Texan here. At the table.
They're like, by God, we like life, liberty, and whatever. Shut up and drink your beer.
Restricting beer.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what it is. I'm like, I didn't see that. I haven't seen that shirt yet, or
it's
that
so
flag
crazy.
Yet.
And I'm gonna build a shirt like that and just wear it. Just to be an ass.
It's we've talked about it a number of times on the show. It's been it's the biggest. We're the only state that doesn't allow it, across the board. Everybody else allows, packaged beer to go from the tap room, and it boggles my mind. But then when you look at, follow the money.
Yeah, it doesn't boggle your mind at all, because we also have a very legal way of just bribing people.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I mean, you can call it, that's not the politically correct way to do it. I'm sure the Texas Craft Brewers Guild will be like, shut up. But I mean, but that's what it is. I'm not on the legislative committee, so I can say this. It's straight up bribery.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the ethics commissions, their reports that come out, it's like, this person received this much money from this person. And, it's like, if I did that to a
look
judge,
what got passed.
Seriously, if I did that to a judge, I'd be screwed.
We're barred from pay to play. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
How is it okay for them and not us? You know? I don't want that, but
no, I don't either. But it's one of those things, and it's something that's like, there's a thing going on. Now it's Craft Pact, where we're all getting together and giving money to bribe our own people or counter bribe. And every time I think about that, I want
lawyers get rich.
Seriously,
right?
I need to go take a shower after I think about it. I'm just like, ew, I feel so dirty, it's terrible.
When I hear double bribe, the thing I think of initially is, okay, how are the politicians going to do a half measure so they can continue on the double bribe for another 2 years or something?
But that's why we're double bribing, because then we're going to get some leeway to where they'll say, okay, well, this makes sense, but this. And I think that the groundwork was laid last year when they pushed that bullcrappy bill that through that said that put that bump tax on.
Hold on,
That's
you say it's a
ridiculous.
bullcrappy, but I read an article on the internet that said we have good legislation and
We should be thanking our.
we should be
Overlords.
Our overlords.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They said it was
Thank you for
good.
allowing
too much?
me. May I have some more?
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, that was an opinion piece, and it's straight propaganda. But it's just that's crazy to me that. It's crazy to me that this is the way that it works, and it's crazy to me there's so much resistance. I mean, even by the wholesalers, I'm like, dude, if the wholesalers came and spent 2 weekends at all of our tap rooms, they would realize that we're turning people on to
Beer in
some more
general.
stuff. Beer
We
in
sell
general.
other products,
I take
too.
wine drinkers and turn them into beer drinkers here. They can't do that.
Yeah.
I do it all the time,
Absolutely,
and so do you
same
guys.
thing. And we sell other products as well.
Yeah.
Our guest list is growing, and we want to grow that as well. So,
And our economy, we contribute so much to our economy.
Yes.
Think about what you do. I mean, you guys have, and we do too. We've got, vendors that come in. We've got, hotel rooms that people stay at. We've got draw for economy. I mean, you look at the money that we're generating, and it just becomes, you're like, come on, really? All this money is, I mean, it's all about the people that had the money to I mean, I hate to sound like a classist here and, some kind of revolutionary, but it's ridiculous. It really is.
Yeah. That's the thing is like when I you guys are in the industry. I'm a fan, right? So it's like I think about how I purchase beer, and we do go to breweries on the weekends, and if we're traveling anywhere in Texas, we're going to stop by whatever's closest.
Yep.
But at the same time, most of the beer that I drink is at home. I get it at the grocery store, I take it back, but I would love to be able to take some for later when I go to those breweries. But you don't get to a lot of the time. So it's, I don't know. I don't understand. And then if I find something I really like and I see it in the grocery store again, I'm gonna buy more of that. So
well, and that's what's so crazy is like, what are you afraid of us taking away from, it's the wholesalers that typically fight this stuff. And what are we going to do? Take Budweiser drinkers away? Well, I mean, for the majority of the craft beer, they're sold by the distributors that sell Budweiser. What's the point? What's the difference? Who cares? Your
this
profit
beer
margin is even better on
This
it.
beer is $8 a can. I don't think Bud
Right,
Light has
no.
to worry when they can sell a 12
We just opened up a stout we just opened up a beer that is labeled a pastry stout. So I looked at that. I was like, can I have some of that, please?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Well, name another industry where you're forced to use not this middleman here is helping my business. No, forced to use them. And name another industry that would put up with that and allow it.
Drug dealers.
Yeah,
That's
I think they even pay more.
Probably so.
we were hoping you didn't have an answer to that.
Yeah, well, I mean, think
That's
about
not a legal answer,
No,
so-
seriously, they're
Not
the
legal.
sleazy ones. They're drug dealers and prostitution. That's pretty much and
But there's not a legitimate
really
industry
not.
out there that is forced to go through this, and not name another industry that would accept being told they're not allowed to sell their product.
Well,
You're
they're
not
not-
allowed to sell your product. You have to go.
they're not
through
accepting
somebody
it,
else.
but the car
it
industry
tastes like ding
in
dongs and
Texas.
peanut butter. I love it.
Like Tesla can't sell directly to.
It's a pastry
I
store.
know, it's awesome.
Tesla does here. In
No, they have a showroom, but I think they have to go through you have to have car dealers. You can't have a.
I didn't think Texas
yeah,
was on their list.
Is that?
I don't.
I know that's like Connecticut and a
No.
couple other states, but I thought Texas was.
Somebody Google that. Mike, Google that. Google Tesla buying a Tesla in Texas.
Well, I don't know if you can buy. Can you buy a Ford straight from Ford or now
No, they have,
Ford
they have
dealers.
agreements, but they're not
Yeah, they're
government
not exclusive government
Yeah,
forced.
yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I
Crony.
totally get that.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah,
get
the
that.
word is voluntary.
I love that word.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
good
I mean,
word.
and I'm going to play the devil's advocate a little bit here. We are allowed, which is such a lame word to say, but
Dave just used air quotes.
We've been allowed. I use them again.
Thank you, Jess. Again.
to self-distribute.
Yeah.
Which is good. I'm not gonna. We're getting to be in the right direction.
Yeah.
And it's always easier to get things done when you work with other people, because I mean, for us, our distributor and our suppliers, our wholesalers are very valued and valuable customers. We cannot supply every HEB in Texas. We can't supply all the bars. I'd have to set up a whole nother business. So it's not. I don't.
If
I
you're
don't think
providing
that
a
this should be
service,
a
then-
conflict in that. It's just they're lopsided. The laws are lopsided. And
Well, but shouldn't it be treated like any other contract?
it should be. I mean, the
Where
franchise
it
laws
can-
are
it can
crazy.
sunset after a year.
And what's funny is like the whole 3-tier system was set up to protect one party for being in power, and now we've got a party that's in power, and they were the party that was not in the least in power before, and it's out of balance, and it needs to be balanced. And I think that at some point in time, economic forces will balance that out. The more people know and whatnot. But I mean, it's like I work very closely with our wholesalers, every day. I mean, there's a very, very important part of our business is to work with our wholesalers. But I never can understand why. I mean, in the short term, yes, we're selling beer to customers and they're not going to the retailer and buying it here. But they're not going to drive all the way to Conroe to buy our beer. I mean, really. I mean, it's like
what
you drive to Conroe.
what you're boiling down to is, why do they need protection?
Right.
Why do they need protection from competition or whatever?
If they provide a good service, it should be in mutual agreement.
Exactly.
And
I should be volunteering to. Thank
work with you.
so much
Yeah.
for the value you provide. Here's the contract that I just signed. That's how it should be.
No, and what it is here, I have your franchise, rights
I own you.
to do. I own you, and I owe your rights, and I can sell them, but you can't, which is
it's
really
a joke.
crazy.
Or you can never leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I found you can leave. I mean, that's the one thing that we haven't really had a need to. So we've got a pretty good relationship with our distributor, but you can leave. It can happen, but it's such a pain in the butt to do,
It'll hurt
and
your business.
it hurts your business, and it's
Or
like
put you out of business.
yeah. So it's hard to do, and it's unnecessary. I mean, I understand from their perspective. I mean, they set up a lot of stuff and whatnot, but it's like it's very one-sided.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's a huge inspiration for, or at least I don't know what the right word
Motivation?
is. Motivation for why we chose to go the direction that we went. One, we like it better. It's what we actually want to do.
Smart too, by the way.
It's what we want to do. And two, we're not relying on any other chain or channel. So it's what
I like
what
to
can
control my
we-
product.
Yeah, we have
Exactly.
complete control. If we lost distribution, it would be like whatever, But
It would suck, but
it
It would suck, but
and-
you could probably still stay afloat.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly.
I think the big dissonant, that's my big word for the day, that I think that we're running into is that you look at throughout society, like what we're doing right here on doing a podcast. I mean, thousands of people will hear this, and we don't have to have a radio station or some big thousands.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We don't, and it'll live forever, right? We don't have to have some big conglomerate that's got billions of dollars in debt to tell us that we can put it out there, and that some guy in an office at the end of the
There's
hall.
not a podcast distributor out there.
It's called the internet.
Oh my God! Don't give them any ideas.
I mean,
Tell Facebook.
there's people trying to do it, but they're not needed. They don't.
somebody
Right.
listening to
And that's
this.
the whole thing.
They-
They're not
they-
needed because right now this is essentially free.
Yeah,
and it's
they're not. They don't offer
it's
anything
information.
that compels me to say, "Oh, I need to do that."
And you're not forced to use them.
No, and I can do it on my own terms, and we can
I mean,
use
you
all
could
the.
go through Apple, whatever, but
Yeah.
you could do that now, can't you?
Yeah, I do that.
you do
I'm
that
on
now,
all the
right.
different platforms, and some of them want you to pay, and I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
pay
and,
there,
and-
but
but you got the leverage. You're like,
Yeah.
you want me to pay? Well, why should I pay? I'm the one
It's my
providing
traffic.
value.
Yeah, it's my traffic.
Right.
It's
Right.
my
But-
show.
it's here and then anywhere, like with what Amazon has done with shopping in general. It's like you don't have to go to the store anymore.
Direct to consumer.
Yes, the
Sales
middlemen,
is
the
huge.
middlemen, all across the board are being just
Cut out.
slaughtered.
Yep.
Yeah, and it'll happen eventually.
But
And I think
only
that
only if they don't add value.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because
Yeah.
that's the big thing. I mean, like distribution is extremely valuable if you want a B52 beer in Galveston.
Oh, it's hugely valuable.
That's
Yeah.
extremely valuable.
Yeah.
So
But-
only if they don't add value.
But I think the point that I really want to, y'all tell me what y'all think about this for beer, because I just see it from more of a general thing. But you look at Amazon's big deal is not their website and that sort of thing. Their big deal is about to be shipping. We're about to see drones out there delivering.
They want to move it.
You order something, you can get it next day.
And
Amazon
like in
time,
an
like,
hour.
And the problem with
in an hour now with the drone.
And it's becoming a regular thing. It's like, it's not like, oh, well, an hour. It's like, of course. Why is 57 minutes? Why is it not here yet?
We're going to laugh at this in a couple of years.
Yes.
We're going to be like, oh my gosh,
and
it took 59 minutes.
Yeah, and the problem with the distributor whose all their power is based on government that they have supplied with money to protect their interest. Well, eventually you got somebody like Amazon coming that's got, like, they'll laugh hysterically. Oh, you paid them that much money? Hold on, let me break off.
Now we're getting a libertarian. I like
yeah,
it.
no, but I'm saying they will pay them so much more money and be like, boom. Now you got Amazon beer distributor. You got your drones delivering your beer to your boat in the middle
now
of Lake Conroe.
do. I mean, have you guys heard about the Amazon? And I haven't looked at this. Full disclosure,
I have heard about this coming from Amazon.
So Amazon
Why are we talking to Dave right now?
No, but is it beer, not malt liquor in Texas, but I have heard that Amazon will be able to deliver through Whole Foods. You would know, through Whole Foods.
Oh yeah.
Beer.
I just quit Amazon.
Beer.
You can't quit Amazon. You can't quit Amazon,
Well,
Dave.
hell,
You think you can, but
No, I
you can't.
can't. Yeah.
So
they still have my credit card on file.
Hey,
But
so what's the skinny with that?
of course, it's always state regulations. That's why. That's exactly why. So the off the shelf to your house 6 test markets that they've done recently are all in very friendly states towards delivering of anything like that, which is why it was Virginia, Ohio. I mean, that's why everybody's like, why did they pick those? Why did they pick Cincinnati, Ohio? Because Cincinnati's always, Ohio's always allowed you to be able to call up your local store and have beer
why didn't
delivered.
they pick Louisiana where you could just like drone a bottle of rum?
They can't compete. Yeah.
Because the gas station is like 100 yards.
Yeah, they're like, wait a second. We can't even get it that fast with a drone. You know?
Love you, coon ass neighbors.
Start bringing IVs.
So that was a big part of it. And yes, that's what they're doing. And I saw the models. I guess I can speak of it because I'm not bound anymore.
Yes.
But, I mean, this was
Breaking news.
The 6 stores that they chose, like, walled off a section of the store, at least to temporarily change it up and put in some infrastructure. Now they have Amazon uniformed people out there pulling off the shelves, including beer, because their idea was if it's at the store, it's got to be deliverable. And I mean, bottom line,
Which makes sense.
Yeah, we don't want to offer a half
your inventory. Yeah, you can't do this, but we can do that. Yeah.
And they're out there with their Amazon uniforms right next to you shopping, pulling off the shelf, throwing it in a box, putting it out the back, right where the stuff got delivered in the morning. Stuff's going out that afternoon, and it's incredible. They're bringing your Whole Foods store to you in less than 2 hours.
Yeah, and they stepped it up again. They bought Ring, the doorbell camera thing. So now you can say, "Oh yeah,
flash a badge or something."
And just
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
going to be famous.
Am I the only one
delivered to your trunk?
To your trunk. Yeah, I just saw that this morning. To where they get a one-time car code for the ones that are enabled.
You can be at work, and then you come out from work, and it's just already in your trunk.
What do they call it? To TransStar or whatever.
That
To where they can
They come in your house now.
Yeah, OnStar.
Yeah.
So they got OnStar code, and they know exactly. So you can say, do I want this delivered to my house, or do I want this delivered to my car? And you
That's
can.
what she said.
I think you can give them.
That's just the trunk.
You can give them the. Man, are we getting there already?
yes,
Yeah.
I've been waiting.
We
Go
did
on,
just
Dave.
move on to stouts. That's true. We've all been trying to keep
Sir,
it
your
light.
junk is here. Please put it in the trunk.
That's what happened. Stout did it.
Could you please put the junk in my trunk? Thank you. That's
I don't know if anybody's ever said that before. Is this a exclusive?
no.
No, it's the new call sign for the radio show.
Yeah,
right?
that's like the show brought to you by Amazon and the
Junk in the trunk.
You can now put your junk in your trunk.
They can. They can put
Would you
your
please
junk
put
in your
my
trunk.
junk?
And I saw that today. It's like
incredible,
they give you a one-time car code that they don't give. They give the Amazon delivery person the one-time car code to where they come up and OnStar opens the door. They put it in there and then put it in. And I saw it was either the trunk or the whole car. If you don't have a trunk, if it's an SUV, open it up, put it in there, and then OnStar will actually lock the door within a time frame, and then you go on and you get back. I mean,
amazing.
And what's really
as long
cool
as it's not ice cream or something like that, should be good.
You put on your phone. You're like, where do I want this delivered to? Do I want it to my house or my car?
Yeah.
And if you're parked like at work, then you say, put it in my car, and they'll come out here and put it in your car. And then when you get off of work, you get in your car and all your junk's in the trunk.
Yeah.
Bam.
But how long until you're
When
wearing?
you get off of work, all your junk's in your trunk. Okay, I just want to make sure I got that right.
But how?
It's so bad.
Yeah, but how long until you're wearing a? Well, you've got your phone on you all the time.
Yeah.
That's got a chip.
Yeah,
They can figure out exactly where
It's
you're
already
at.
the mark of the beast. Are we going to go to you know?
Chip under your skin. Like I need that. You know,
The actual iPhone.
the iPhone. Exactly.
Hello.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that.
I
That's
think
creepy.
Futurama did that. So.
Oh, did they?
did.
Oh yeah.
No, I was like, that was
I mean,
brilliant.
to me, that's incredibly exciting. I mean, it really is. It's like, you know, especially as somebody that's as old as I am, which can remember that Amazon used to be.
You're not that old. How old are you?
I'm 44, which
that's half the age of Kennedy.
I'm not.
It's not a rude question.
No.
Not
I
when
mean,
Kennedy's in the
but
room.
I'm not that old.
Totally
Look at how fast things change. You know, I'm not that old.
No,
But when I
it's
was
only
in
speeding up.
college, when I was in college, Amazon was a second-rate book warehouse.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and that was it.
Used
and now
books.
there
Yeah.
was used books, and I thought it was cool that I could order a book, and in a week and a half, I'd get a book in the mail. You know?
I remember that a little bit,
like,
and
you
I
know.
also remember when Facebook was only college. So I was like, I think it was freshman year. Like, you need to get on Facebook. I was like, all right, whatever. Now it's like they own the world.
I know.
Amazon, Facebook, Google.
And it's
own the
crazy
world.
because I remember when Facebook came out, I was like, that's creepy. It's wasting your time. Get to work. You know, because it was. I had an employee that was always like, and back then it wasn't even Facebook. It was MySpace. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
right.
You know, they were back there. And they were always like, I mean, they disappear. And I'm like, where did so and so go? And I go back there and they're on their damn computer looking at MySpace. I'm like, dude, you're getting paid. Why are you back? And you know, I'll tell you what, I'm Facebook free.
Oh yeah. How's that feel?
Great.
Yeah.
Man, it's
But
weird.
Southern Star's not.
No, Southern Star's not. And actually, this is
Exactly.
the bad thing is that I'm Facebook free, but in turn, I'm not on all the time, so I don't have the control to monitor. Well, I do, but it means reinstalling it at my phone and monitoring the Facebook page. I don't want all that stuff. I don't
No.
care what your dog did. You know, it's just like, I mean, it's like you don't. No. What? Sorry.
You don't care.
I have pictures. I mean, I can just.
You don't care what I ate last night?
Cue up that
It's like,
slideshow.
you know,
Let's do this.
It's just I don't know. I battle with these things. It's like, you know, is it a good? I mean, these are human questions. Is it good to be accessible 24 hours a day? Is it good to know? You know, I don't know. Now we're getting.
Aside from the business aspects, I
Yeah.
have no value in Facebook.
Yeah, and that's
I'm
kind of the same way I am.
same
You know,
way.
but they make it so damn hard to separate yourself from business.
Are you sure you
And,
want to
yeah,
delete this?
And I
Are
do,
you
and
really
then,
sure?
And then
Really,
they
really,
are.
really
They're like
sure?
little drug dealers. They're like, hey, you've been missing out. You want this? You want to look at click, just
Yeah.
click, just once,
just a taste.
once.
We
Just
saw
a
you
taste.
googling this.
Yeah,
5
your
minutes
followers
ago.
miss you.
You might be interested that somebody just posted.
Your your followers miss you. If you post something right now,
I
they won't
know.
miss
They
you
won't miss you
anymore.
anymore. Yeah, you'll be
For a
important
day.
again. You'll be important. You'll be somebody.
Yeah, you'll be somebody again. It's true. I've cut way down on the personal usage. I mean, yeah, we stream live here, right? Are we still streaming? and stuff?
Facebook as we speak.
Yeah.
Hey, Facebook.
We were.
Have you blocked us yet?
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Hey, Mark, what's up?
We
dude?
love you, Facebook.
I think Mark's got bigger problems right now.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Zucks, man.
You know what? Cambridge Analytica, you can sell
close.
this anywhere. I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? We've had a couple different beers we haven't even talked about. We had the what was the first one we got? It was the
Wheeze the shake.
Wheeze the Shake with the pink guava.
Yeah.
Of course, we're all
guava.
drinking our light beers.
Yeah, we're all drinking on light beers. We're washing them down. Washing them down.
But this is typically my setup here is a pint of a Pilsner or Kolsch or something like that, and 4 ounces of something awesome. You know, that's something just
That
little-
right there, Dave
Yeah.
is a professional.
Yeah.
So, pink guava. When does pink guava go in? Did you? Okay, it says vanilla is what vanilla.
So
I think we talked about it.
this is from, you know, obviously our cult classic lineup, which is our sort of hazy, fun, see what we can throw in a beer sort of brand. And this is in the milkshake category of that, which Wheeze a Shake is our flagship sort of hazy pale ale. I don't like to call anything our flagship, but then this is a version of it with guava, tons of pink guava. You could even see it through the color of the beer, vanilla and milk sugar, which is, you know, they're referring to as the milkshake version, but I just call it Pretty Awesome Juice.
Yeah.
Super
Really?
awesome juice.
Yeah.
That's what you call it?
Yeah, Pretty Awesome Juice.
It was pretty awesome.
I have some pretty awesome. Never mind.
All right, I'll try some.
Oh my god!
No, it really
I'm gonna
is.
stop that line. I was like, hey man.
Did it really go there? It
Yeah,
just
no, I'm
did.
gonna not.
Oh, my God.
Not.
Hour 2 of InterBrews.
They can't control us. We're on the internet.
I gotta say, for the first part of
That's
this, it's
gonna be
been
the
kind
next
of.
can. Pretty awesome juice.
Yeah, pretty awesome juice.
Shut up.
You could probably get label approval.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I don't know if I can say it, but the pickle PKL FKR that
A
got
pickle
label
fucker?
approval.
Yeah. From
can say
New
it.
Braunfels.
Somehow that got label approval.
Well, so did Clusterfuck,
Yeah,
Did?
it sure
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
which
Pussy
is
wagon?
amazing. Well, I mean, Pussy Wagon, I can see. I mean, this kitties full. I mean, it's like a wagon full of
Cats.
They
kitties.
got
I mean,
cats
it's a
on
really,
the can.
really bad
Like,
pun.
what are you thinking
But
about?
clusterfuck,
Mind out
there
of
is
each other.
nothing
Nope.
that can be translated as a pun or.
I think
anything
that
else.
week, like, 2 people got hauled out of TABC in handcuffs that same week.
Yeah, that was the whole
So
thing.
you're
They
saying
weren't
things may
paying
have slipped through the
attention.
cracks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
what
mean,
they did.
no pun intended.
No, it was funny because it was funny though because like I forgot who did that, but the person that got that through was like, yeah, we can't believe that went through either.
We're just seeing, you know,
So
seeing
it's
what,
not-
That's what it was.
See what
We're just seeing what happened. It's like-
holy cow, it's approved.
and you can't pull it back. And TAB says like, sorry, we can't walk it back. So now you have clusterfuck IPA.
All right, I guess this is what we're going with.
It's like, man, I want that.
That's awesome.
What if we like bombarded the TABC with a bunch of label approvals, so they're just gonna have to like approve stuff real fast,
Some
Don't
of
do
them
that
would
to
go through.
Amanda.
and we'll
She's
slip a few
sweet.
things in there.
I have a feeling that will come back to haunt us in some way.
No, just kidding, TABC.
It's not
It
gonna
was a
work
joke. It
out
was
the
a
way
joke.
we thought it would. So. This is citrus peach tea sour.
This
Yeah, just open another one.
Some
Yeah,
of that.
that changed my mind on tea infused beers.
good.
I'd never had, like, obviously my experience was not that vast with tea beers, but this is my, you know, when I was out at B52 a couple weeks ago, it's rocketed into my top 10 of beers.
That's something that
John
people don't
Daly.
do very much. We used to do a jasmine tea. It was like I think it was a green tea, jasmine infused bombshell blonde cask, and it was really good.
Yeah?
So I mean,
Yeah.
tea actually really good because it's got a lot of the same it's got like the bittering compound, and then some flavors as well.
Well, and tea is. I think tea is the most
Oh my
popular.
God, that
Isn't it
smells
the most,
good.
Isn't tea the most popular? It's the most popular beverage on the planet.
Yeah.
I would
and then
imagine,
beer
yeah.
is number 2. So I think there's a perfect marriage.
Coffee's
there,
not
man.
up there.
I
Oh,
believe-
dude, that's
I'm pretty
spectacular.
sure
That
coffee's
is
not in
so
volume,
good.
Right?
consumed
Isn't that
at
like
all.
that's
Yeah,
front
by volume.
That
that's
is
front
so good.
yeah, that's front porch drinking,
from,
sipping, watching the grandkids play. Like, I don't even have grandkids yet. I'm going to find some and I'm going to watch them play.
That is creepy.
Oh, sorry, that does sound creepy. I'm going to
Get drunk.
hold on. I'll fix it. I'll dress up like an old man first.
No.
There you go. Or maybe a clown.
Fix
You're
it.
safe now.
Okay,
I'm pretty
good.
sure that makes it worse.
Okay, oh. But you know what I mean.
You're putting on disguises to
Yes.
look at little kids.
No, okay, I'll be behind the bushes. It's fine.
Just keep getting worse.
Nobody
I'll
will
be hiding
see.
by the bushes. Nobody.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Fine.
I'll be like, that's so good. That'll be what I'm saying the whole time. It'll be fine.
That's great.
It's the
I don't know if B52 can associate with this.
I'm just saying it's a delicious beer.
You gotta wipe everything ice that was never here.
Yeah, we were not here.
No, I'm just saying it's a
good.
delicious. It's a very relaxing, like, nice beer. Nice beer.
I hope so.
That's
I love
not an
it.
understatement. This beer is fantastic.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Awesome.
Did you? Everybody get a little bit? Mike, did you get some?
There's more in
Sorry.
the bottle. Pass
Yeah.
it around.
Sorry. You know what? We were talking about this when we were getting refills. Not everybody has met Kennedy. So Kennedy, everybody Kennedy.
Everybody.
Yeah. If y'all ever watch Liquid Lunch, he's there, being Kennedy there. So he's not normally on these InterBrews. Anyway. Good? Everybody feel-
He is when we have him here.
Yeah. He shows up at Southern Star every time and stays
Like,
the whole day. He says, oh, yeah. I tell him we're going to other places. Like, it's pretty far. And he's like, we're going to Southern Star. I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'm like, stop for another few days. He's like, no, I'll be there now. He'll probably.
all right, Kennedy, just give me a call, dude. Open door policy.
Was there? Okay, what else? I feel like we've had. Now we need another topic to talk about.
We haven't talked about your anus.
Let's talk about your anus.
No.
No. Speaking of junk and trunk.
There you go.
That would have been a nice.
Amazing how that just comes full circle, right?
Yes. Well, circles, planets, and let me find the article. They've explored Uranus, Mike, and they found out. No, they've actually found out that Uranus is surrounded by fart clouds.
I mean, seriously, that is a serious popular science.
No, yeah, it's legit science.
Headline.
Not an
I'm like, no.
This is from Popular Science. If it's in Popular Science. But it says the headline is Scientists finally confirm that Uranus is surrounded by fart clouds. It's
Imagine typing that headline.
No, look at Dave's face.
That's what the guy typing
Like,
it looked
Jesus,
like.
I went to Conroe, and
He's
this
like
is what I
trying
did.
not to mimic.
Fart jokes. Here we go.
Hey, Mom,
Here we go.
I finally got a job with Popular Science. It's a dream come true. It's what I've been working for my entire life. All that college education paid off. What's your first article? Oh, it's about space. Oh, really? What about a planet far away? Which one? Uranus. What about it? Fart clouds.
No, if you read that whole thing, apparently Neil deGrasse Tyson will kick your ass if you say Uranus. You have to say like Uranus or
That still has, Uranus. That's it.
Man, bring it on. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Come on.
I don't think that guy
Maybe
can fight
you
at all.
shouldn't
I don't think
name
he can
the
either.
planet
He probably nerds you to death.
Yeah, he's pretty tall. He might have reach, but there's no way. Knock it out, movie.
That is
Come on,
unreal.
man. You gotta hit me first. Uranus.
Uranus.
Come on, I'm gonna kick Uranus. You can't handle this. Would I hit you below the Kuiper belt?
Oh man. Full circle nerd jokes. I love it. I bet he's laughing right now if he's
Space
listening to
nerd
this.
jokes.
Yeah, he would be
That'd be
laughing.
so cool.
Does he also get mad if you don't say his full name? I mean, if we just said Neil, is he going to get
No, I'm
upset?
calling him Neil, or maybe just Nee.
Yeah.
Can you call him NDT
NDT.
Yeah.
I'm calling him NDT from now.
Yeah.
What's up,
NDT?
NDT?
or Nitty?
I'm gonna say this does remind me of
Sure, he has
something I
something to say
wanted to
about that
do. To make a can of beer that has like methane in it, so when you open it, it farts in your face.
No, Brent. That's a terrible idea. Don't bring it up anymore.
How's that been done? I mean, you hear these. Who hasn't farted in a Tupperware before, right? But how would you get?
right.
I'm just right. Who
Carbonation,
hasn't?
methanation.
Exactly.
You
Tango.
catch it and then you hand it to a buddy, like, dude.
Yeah, here you go.
The
Cookie knock on this.
the idea came from Rick and Morty, where he manifests a butt.
What? Share the vision. Is that?
It was a timely thing that I had a cake. I had a picture of a cake that I don't know. Don't ask me why that's on my phone.
Yeah.
Why is that on your phone?
I want to know what's on your phone.
Why is it not on your phone? Why is it not like on a standby order at the bakery? Just in case.
I know you need to have those volume orders ready to go.
Might happen more and more. Anyway,
Hey,
we learned that
Put your
about
phone away.
Uranus.
Sorry. We're talking about Uranus.
Yeah, we're talking about Uranus. Let's see. We're talking about cryo-Hops earlier. Another advancement in science that'll soon make its way into the brewing industry. Hydrogen sulfide absorption line data from the you call it Gemini or Jiminy? What do y'all like?
Gemini.
I watched Apollo 13. They were Jiminy.
Whatever.
If Tom Hanks says it's Jiminy, it's Jiminy.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway,
Good point.
Second.
they've been able to analyze Uranus, and they figured out that
Now Dave's laughing.
they found out that giant gas giant is the atmosphere is fart gas. So it's
Methane?
Is it just methane or is it sulfur dioxide?
both actually. You get both. So well-rounded.
Everybody's looking at me like, well, how do you know the composition of farts?
How do
I
you
just
not?
listened to another podcast called the Fartnomicon. So I did. I hate to say
Is that a real thing?
Don't tell
It
people
is.
that.
This does sound real.
No, there's a podcast out there for everything.
I mean, that wasn't the name of the
So
podcast.
you-
That was the name of the
So
episode.
you can't light a match around it.
No.
Well, it's all
Bad
frozen.
bad
There's no
idea.
maybe.
That's space.
You gotta have oxygen.
Yeah, you
though,
gotta
right?
have oxygen to make
So
it combust.
so no, you can't light a match
No, you
around
can't.
Uranus.
You can't.
It would just
Challenge accepted.
yeah, you can't.
Oh my God, we're all 12.
And this is what happens after about 3 beers, right?
Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Are you glad you showed up?
Yeah.
Welcome to Conroe, Dave.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome to every show we've ever done at Southern Star. It's gone here. It's gone right there.
Oh, I'm crying.
Are there any life events that we need to talk about? Any brewery events coming up? Anything like any beer releases?
We're coming on an anniversary.
Yeah, our anniversary is going to be on June 30th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's number 4.
Number 4?
Wow.
Awesome.
Number 4.
Congratulations, you guys.
So do you celebrate it right when you hit 4 years, or do you wait until you've...
Yes.
Okay.
No.
We're gonna celebrate
Maybe.
a lot.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Multiple weekends. You guys should, everybody should come out multiple weekends.
You can have like 3, 4 year anniversaries.
Yes.
People are like, well, this one's celebrating this.
This is when we started dating. This is when we were
That's
going
right.
steady. And
Yeah.
this is,
We're also having a month anniversary.
Yeah. Whole month.
if I opened if I opened a brewery, I would do month anniversaries for the whole first year.
Yeah, that you should.
Yeah, at least up
Sounds
to
like my birthday
6.
month.
Yeah, birthday months. That's
Yeah.
what you should do,
Good thing.
or at least a week for sure. Birthday week.
No fun.
We're 10 and a half.
Yeah, 10 and a half. Yeah. Did you hear about Uranus?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a space party for my...
Isn't there a new brewery opening up with NASA engineers?
Yes, there is.
What?
Down
Wait,
in Clear Lake?
Anomaly? What is
Wait, whoa.
something?
True.
I'm being
anomaly?
scooped here.
Anomaly,
Where?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Oh,
Where?
they're going to open up the fart in your face beer.
Yeah, we should actually contact them.
Great guy. Hey, great guys. They're probably gonna do great things.
Are they down near NASA?
They're gonna be on the east side of town and east side of downtown.
Oh.
And
Houston, not Conroe.
yeah.
Totally different thing
Sorry,
brewing
sorry,
up
I
over
didn't
there,
think-
right?
just
As
wanted
we
to make that
discussed
clear.
earlier.
Sorry, I didn't think I had to specify that one, but I guess I do now. Because
I'm not gonna
we
say
do
it.
have, but yeah, it sounds like those guys are going to be
That's super
doing
cool.
stuff,
When are they going to be open?
That was an announcement about 3 weeks, a month ago that they were going to, that they had already secured a space and
Oh, so they're still waiting on their permits and stuff?
Yeah.
So in 4 years they'll be open?
exactly. We're looking at about 4 years. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, okay.
Speaking of
I'll-
which, what brewery were y'all? Y'all were like number 3, right?
2.
In, the
We
Houston
were
area.
number 2 in the
You were
Houston
number
area.
2?
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the, I mean, I guess
Well,
we were
uh,
number 13 in Texas.
wow.
For that
That's
perspective.
Unreal.
That's
What was the brew pub that was in Houston before that failed?
Two Rows.
Two
Two
Rows.
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 Yeah,
There was a couple of brew
we were a
pubs, right?
production brewery. Yeah, I think Two Rows was the last one.
Yeah, they were in Riceville.
Yeah, they were the last one. And then,
can't
when I
believe y'all
first
number 2.
started, I know it's crazy, isn't it?
Unreal.
And No Label was number 3. Yeah,
We're
which
like
is-
number
yeah.
5 or
I
something.
know.
Yeah.
We were like number 5.
It was
3 years ago.
It was part of the reason I came to the Whole Foods gig. Was seriously, I was like, wait a second, I'm moving to the 4th largest city in the United States, and we're brewery number 13.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Unreal.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get
That's-
there. Because I wasn't going. I didn't want to go to the city and be number 122 or something like that. I mean, that's
No,
just
that's- and, you
too
know,
tough.
And Dave
Tough to
being
do.
from Whole Foods with that brewery, I mean, I'm still, I still tell people that I was like, Houston's an awesome city. We got a grocery store with a brewery in it. Because it's super cool.
It was cool.
Like,
Yeah,
So-
it is cool.
You see, every 8 days, is it,
One's opening up right now.
well, there's that, but then there's also the article that pops out like, have we reached the saturation point?
Yeah.
And I don't think we're even
It
close.
No, I think we've reached the saturation point on shelves in the grocery store for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's like, you can't ask that question without defining what the saturation point is.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't think we have as far as neighborhood.
Oh, hell no.
Small local
No.
breweries.
No.
If you're servicing your neighborhood, your neighbors, and we can hold tons of them. Every neighborhood should have a brewery in it, but it is going to be a tougher row to hoe for the bigger, more regional
Volume.
breweries. Yeah, for big volume stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, and it is. I mean, people like to know that they can get to that brewery, and whether you're getting it off of your shelf at your grocery store or not. If you can drive to it on the weekends, pick up a 6-pack on Tuesdays. On Saturday, you go hang there and have a couple pints. That's going to be the way to go.
But really, who would have thought that Conroe, Texas, would support, and not only support, make thrive, have 3 thriving weekend brewery tour destinations. I mean, we're busy, you're busy, you're busy, on the
awesome.
weekends.
We need
It's
to turn that into
great.
something.
It's fantastic that like we said, we sell 3 different experiences, and a lot of times people come and we're open later, so we got all the drunk people that come here.
So sorry.
I don't know, Seth's open pretty late too. So
It's not part of our policy to tell that to all the guests, is it? I mean, we just do that. Go to Southern Star.
Yeah, it's just like, you're cut off.
It's
Go
an
to Southern
unwritten
Star.
policy.
Last call. Go to Southern Star.
I hear Dave's over there. Just go say hi to
Please
him.
do. We'll take their money. I'm just kidding.
But
I mean, it's so.
We get people every weekend that come up here because they're like, I didn't know there was 1 brewery in Conroe, let alone 3.
Yep.
So there's people every weekend that end up coming to our place, and I'm like, well, there's 2 other breweries here too, and they're like, what?
We do the
Yeah.
same
I'm like,
thing.
just
Same,
go-
all of us, yeah.
like, go
same
check
thing.
out all 3. So
And it's,
We probably should
How
put
do they
together
not
Some kind of little tour, some like little
little-
shuttle.
Well, they're trying to put together a brewery bus tour.
Okay.
In fact, the city's trying to put one together.
Nice.
And it's through, what's it? Houston and Beyond, which is the Houston. It's an arm of the Houston Tourism Bureau. So, we kind of talk about that as well. It's supposed to be, just the bus tours. But I think every new customer that we bring up here, especially everybody from Houston that comes up here that learns, we're making new customers for all of us.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's always the way it is with breweries. I mean, people are, well, do you want to move into that neighborhood? They already have a brewery, or that area, they already, rising tide floats all boats. I mean, we can all help each other out for at least a little while.
Especially here.
Yeah.
Especially here because we do so much different stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the age of brewery loyalty is gone. To where somebody's going to be like, I only drink this. I'm a St. Arnold man. I mean, I guess maybe they still have a few, which is good for them. But I mean, in craft beer, that's almost unheard of.
Yeah.
But now we can kind of band together a little bit and say, this is what Conroe has to offer. Then suddenly,
try this. Go try that
suddenly
one.
they're like, wow, there's these 3 different things, that I didn't know existed before, and like I said, I think we all hold our own very,
we're
very
all
well.
good at different things.
We're all about
basically, I
the
think.
experience
Yeah.
of enjoying an awesome beer
And there's a million
and a
different
great
ways to enjoy
environment.
it.
That's it.
As we found.
Yes, there is.
That'll be my new role at the brewery: research and development. How to enjoy beers.
I like
New
the,
ways to
Research
enjoy
and development.
beers.
Can I
With
be
the
a fellow?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, well, cheers to that.
Y'all gonna need robes.
Yeah,
And pointy hats.
Now I want like the Aleister
No, not
Crowley
the pointy
pointy
hats.
hat.
Well, not the up the pointy, but the out the pointed square.
That makes it sound like it's
Sorry.
a KKK thing.
No,
man.
yeah, I'm sorry. Not the up point.
Yeah, you
but the
can't
out
do
point.
that near here.
Robes and pointy hats.
No.
Too close to wake up.
Sashes. Sashes okay? I don't know. See, that's what's lost. That's the one thing
I'm
about
down with
an
the
audio.
robes, not
pod-
the pointy hats.
No, like square, like a thing. Okay, maybe curved. Is that fine?
Yes,
Like
correct.
the
I think we're
town
still
crier, the
Yes.
town crier
Okay.
guy that had like the triangle hat
Yes.
from the old. I got you.
Yeah, it all depends on the angle of your point.
You should probably quit
Next.
this conversation while we're ahead.
Yeah, let's change the subject. Anyways, on the other hand, over here,
Item 9.
Here's a beer brewed with Twinkies.
yeah, here's a beer brewed with
That'll change the
Twinkies.
subject.
Wait,
Seriously.
really?
Oh
Seriously.
yeah, no, I want
Totes.
some of that
wait,
Okay.
too.
there's a trivia question here. What were in Zombieland? The dude was obsessed with Twinkies.
Snowballs.
What were Twinkies called in Mexico? He said
Oh, I know this one.
What is this from?
Zombieland.
Zombieland.
Oh, I don't remember that movie.
I don't even know what it is.
Los Submarinos.
Thank you.
It makes sense.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Was it really made with Twinkies?
It's like Los
Lots of
Cousins
Twinkies.
or whatever we were talking about earlier.
Really?
Los
And
cousins.
guess what? They were all
Los
individually
Cousinos.
wrapped.
Los casinos.
So that was awesome.
That's so ridiculous. I love it.
Yeah.
Pass me
I
that.
wish we had more of the shake. That was made with the
House?
rainbow sour
Sour belts, like the candy.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
And lots of those. Too.
Yeah.
That
We still have
Making
more, and
beer
I've
with
been
candy is
eating them.
fun.
I bet.
it is.
Yeah.
Is there like a workman's comp like file for the carpal tunnel from doing this?
No, there's
Ew.
not.
Don't
no.
give anybody any idea.
No.
Fingers are stuck like this for the next week.
No, there is not. They do not. They do not have any pity on you at all. Sorry.
Use
that's
your
job.
teeth. Use your
Yeah.
teeth. Or it's getting
That's why
boiled. It's fine. When do you add Twinkies to a beer?
When don't you add Twinkies to a beer?
I mean, like in the process.
It was added in the mash, right?
Mash, yeah.
Okay.
It was dry Twinkie.
it was dry Twinkie. It was boiled Twinkie. It was mashed Twinkie.
You had a Twinkie Randall. You just pour the beer through the Twinkie.
Fun fact: they don't dissolve in hot liquid.
What's crazy is this is now a real thing. I mean, because
we're actually drinking this beer. This is not
drinking
just
this
like
beer. I mean, it's like
Well,
years
y'all are.
ago when at Southern Star we made a beer called Golding's Grams, and we thought we were being cute because we put graham crackers in the mash tun, and then hopped it with Golding's hops.
Yeah.
So Golding's Grams, and it tastes like sugar cookies.
now
but
I
I'm
put
just like,
s'mores in a can.
Yeah, now it's like here we just made this with I mean, and it's totally legitimate.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Like legitimate, or is that the word?
Hey, that's the word I'm using.
Or does this can hold it, and that's all we cared about?
It's in a can. It's
Hashtag
legitimate.
winning right there. We just got Dave's approval that this is a legitimate beer.
Legitimate. Yeah.
So is there going to be a? Okay, and I have to ask if there's a Twinkie beer. What brought about the idea of a Twinkie beer?
420.
Yeah, we
420.
released
Okay.
it on 420
No,
at
enough
4:20
said.
p.m.
Say no more. Yeah.
I don't remember.
It was just a
That was-
holiday,
Our Funyun Stout didn't turn out as well as we thought it was going to be, so we dumped it down the drain.
What are we gonna do with all these Twinkies?
The
Funyuns. Okay.
would you do like a cupcake stout or something like that, or a Susie?
I think they kind of did.
Yeah.
Well, we have baby cakes.
That's true.
They have the stuffed cupcakes right by our place.
Oh, the other one we were just drinking is this.
That was good.
Peanut butter chocolate stout. So
Pastry stuff.
What else? What else? What other
Dave's
hostess?
description was ding dongs and
Kind of like ding dongs and peanut butter. I mean, it was like if you were to slather peanut butter on a ding dong.
Got
and
a
eat it.
hostess theme
Oh,
today.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Do we have to pay them for this?
I don't know, but
I think China owns them now.
that's one of the best
Yeah. Do y'all mess
kind
around
of
with Little Debbie's?
weird beers that I've
Gross.
had.
No.
They're like oatmeal cream pie.
It's like, here, try this.
Brown
funny.
ale.
This is probably one
Oh,
of the
man,
least weird
that's
beers to me.
the wrong direction.
Well, yeah, that sounds about right.
No, but it does really get to a point where anything goes these days. I mean, there's no. If the guy who trained me 16 years ago knew what we were, and I sent him some stuff, but he would kick me out of his brewery. He'd be like, no, leave
too.
now, Dave.
Me too.
Did you
Leave.
just say Twinkies?
Yeah,
Me too.
Oh, even
Like,
just
you're out of
the
your freaking
high?
just the haziness of this beer. Dave, get out right now. I'm not. Forget everything I taught you.
Yeah, no,
do
that's
not use me as a
crazy. You look
reference.
at that and it's just like,
Don't put chicken in a beer.
I understand.
Don't do that.
I'm with you now.
Why not?
well, I wanted to make an
There's
old
nothing
cock
in my-
ale and make it a high because there's a certain thing. I mean, that's a legitimate style. It's old cock
Yeah,
ale,
it's in,
and I wanted to make a gosa and call it "There Goes My Cock."
That's the collab right there.
There
it is.
All right.
No, that's Dave's. Lucky
The name alone needs to happen. Like, that has to be a thing.
ridiculous.
So, can I walk that back?
No. But when do you
Oh, next
when do you
week.
add
Is it
the
really salty?
when do you add the cock?
I think you add it in the fermenter. No, I
Okay.
mean seriously.
But you wouldn't add it like you wouldn't like
I'm
dry
I'm
cock,
looking at
right?
it.
That's not a desirable flavor
I can't say it.
Flavor?
or whatever texture. I don't know what you depends on what
Sensation?
sensation depends on what you're going for with
I'm
said
gonna hold my
beer.
mouth shut.
I mean, that's.
That's all I got, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
I mean, it's a legit
Makes
beer, though, right? It's in Charlie Papazian's book.
You know,
Charlie P.
No, I don't think so.
I talked about a cock beer.
No, I've got this really great book called no, I don't even know what it's called. It's
more like a magazine.
No, it's
It has
called
a centerfold.
it's a magazine.
Does it have a lot of pictures in it?
It's black and white.
It's an internet article. No, it's
Guy from Michigan sent it to me. I don't even.
no, it's called A Sip Through Time, and it's all these historical beer recipes, and I'm a history nerd when it comes to especially to brewing. I was like, well, it used to be that Gosa was like the esoteric. It was like, well, I want to try that. What? And we made one, and we were like the kind of we're like, what do we call this beer? And I said, I don't care what we call it. This has more sodium per pint than 15 microwave burritos. So it was terrible.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
but I'm really into history, looking at it. So of course I've got A Sip Through Time and a historical brewers compendium, and it's got all these really weird old recipes. And there is old cock ale. What they would do is like they'd take like an old gnarly rooster that was about to die, wring its neck, and throw it in the fermenter. And I'm like, why would you do that? But apparently there was a reason. I don't know. I mean, that's
Would you pluck the feathers first, or feathers or do they have
Or
a filter?
I think this is
do you eat it?
Yeah, afterward. Oh, what beer
Is it like
braised chicken?
pickling?
Beer braised.
I don't know. I mean, they didn't say
Hey, that
that.
was the
you
reason.
know.
Beer marinated chicken when you're
Maybe,
done.
Yeah.
Beer
Yes, I
can
don't know.
chicken. There
Yeah.
we go.
It was, it's 15th
Original?
century beer can chicken. But
Yeah, they're not doing
I mean,
beer
but
butt
seriously,
chicken.
they're
doing-
like, take a bushel of beans and I mean, just seriously, like legitimate, take a bushel of beans, but I was like, what?
that sounds horrible. Bean beer.
Hey, I mean, I'm
Hey,
of
not
the
gonna tell you
opinion
right.
that most beer from the old times was horrible, and the only reason you drank it is because it gave you buzz. So, I mean, you think about what you know now,
Yeah.
and I mean, it probably was acceptable because you guys do some wild stuff with with some stuff. So I mean, but you do it under controlled environments with microscopes and know what you're doing.
As
Back
much as
then-
we can.
Well, I mean, like back in the day, it's like you didn't even know what yeast was.
Yeah,
I bet
that's
the
right.
mead was good. Anything high alcohol, I think.
Yeah,
would
but
have
their
been
mead was
okay.
pretty good, and their beer was probably okay. I mean, you look at like places like Weistefan that have been open since like 1097 or whatever, and they've been
Right.
making beer. So, and that's where we get our pure yeast cultures from now. But you think about all the sketchy shit that they
Backyard
used to
homebrew.
do. I mean, at one point in
Think
time,
about
it's
homebrewing
seriously-
back then.
This would have been my favorite thing. If I would have been born 150 years ago, I would have loved to have been the barn man. And what the barn man did is he drove around the English countryside and he like homebrewed every day and pitched some liquid into his wagon, and he pretty much drove around a Kreuzen wagon that was continuously in high Kreuzen, and he'd sell cups of Kreuzen to like alewives. And he was called the barm man because they call it, the English word for Kreuzen is barm, BARM.
Interesting.
Is that what
So he would like drive
A little
around
creepy,
and like
Yeah,
he
I
was
was
like,
gonna
oh,
say,
the
no,
barn
yeah.
man's here, and he like
He's
know.
selling
Does that
magic.
wagon have curtains?
It's like that
in
day-
the windows?
I guarantee you it did.
You bring out your like milk jug kind of thing.
Well, it's like
you
that,
just
like
the milk
you
man?
go and you have you pay your 3 pence for a cup of barm.
Is that a
Tastes
lot?
like-
It's that Van Halen song "Ice Cream Man."
Probably
Stop
got
me
in
when
their
I pass you
pants,
by, baby.
and
Bringing my Krausen. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Was he actually doing that, or I
don't
wonder
know.
what else was going on.
That just to me that sounds like the most awesome profession in the world to be a barm man.
Yeah.
I mean you get to be kind of skeezy, but
Yeah.
like
Oh, that's definitely illegal.
But you're
today.
trusted because
but you're trusted because you're the barm man.
Yeah.
It's like
Why would they trust you?
Well, because you gave them barm. You
Yeah.
made it
Oh,
work.
all the
you know?
blenders, ran the town, and
Yeah.
Belgium.
I mean,
They trusted you.
But what a cool
sold them beer.
What a cool profession that would have been. Just a mobile, just a mobile like drunkard corner. That's gonna be awesome.
The original White Labs.
That is nuts, though. I mean, yeah. No, husbands would be
bring
like,
that
"It's
back.
fine.
It's
We're
fine.
getting
It's the
beer out
barn
of it."
man. He's fine. You getting beer out of it. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's like
Don't
whatever you want to do. Don't ask, don't tell. Barn man things.
Yeah, it's just it was a agreed upon thing.
Maybe I'm building this up in my mind.
I mean,
but-
we're only gonna live
a little bit.
We're gonna live to 40 if we're lucky anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Smallpox season's coming up. Who knows? Who knows? Beer with smallpox. If we consider that, no.
No, okay, that would be off limits.
Okay.
Normally, I say pretty much nothing's off
Yeah,
limits.
that's
Smallpox.
off limits. Smallpox is off limits.
Yeah, I think that's where we. Is that where we draw the line?
Yeah, that's where I'm going to draw the line right here
Okay,
with
all
you.
right.
Smallpox
Fair
is the limits.
All right,
Fair
fine.
enough.
Fine.
You're fine.
Dave's over crumpling up a piece of baby's writing it out.
There goes that recipe.
Yeah. Well, you definitely don't want to add it like
There
pre-boiled.
goes my plague time pilsner.
Yeah. Play. Yeah. Play.
You're gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
The bubonic plague.
Well, you got to. Okay, so like when you talk about like Twinkies and beer and stuff, automatically, all right. Well, where's the line now? Other than
I think we just drew
diseases, right? But like as far as like a legit ingredients, is there anything that's off limits like that has been tried?
Dude, somebody made a vagina yeast beer.
That's true.
That was,
I mean, I think that they found the line there.
Yeah.
That's the line.
They approached it.
I
They
think that
approached
is
it.
They did approach the
They saw
line.
the line.
Yeah,
I see the line right there. Look at
The
that.
They may
beer
have crossed
yeast
over
beer was
that.
gross enough, and then that even I was like,
I hope a lot of scientists were involved with that one because I'm not messing with that one.
The beard yeast didn't bother me. It was actually a really good beer. I mean,
was pretty
yeast
good,
flies around in the air.
Yeah, but would you drink like a nutsack porter? You wouldn't. He's like,
That would have to be a brown ale.
I mean, nobody would do that. It's disgusting.
Like, how do you infuse that into the beer? Just teabag.
Teabags, yeah.
Teabag it. It's an ancient art.
Yeah.
Ancient. Oh man.
But you
These
think
testicles are magical.
but is
I
there?
didn't know what yeast was. Okay, come on, it makes sense.
It was a magic stick,
What
and then
happened when I was gone? I was gone for like 2 minutes.
yeah. I don't know. But is there okay? So like a tomato beer is that? Can you do a tomato beer? That would be good.
I just did a carrot one, so I mean,
I had a-
Micheladas? Come on.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
it can be done.
Micheladas are
potatoes.
delicious. Sure.
Potatoes could never. I mean, they're a sugar source. That could definitely
right.
be used.
Same with
So there
tomatoes.
was
We
there
did
was
a pocket
there was
tots
a-
beer. We did a pocket tots beer. We did a beer with tater tots.
There was a joke.
It was
back
delicious.
Back when I worked
It
at
was
St.
delicious.
Arnold, me and one of the guys that worked there always had this joke that we wanted to brew a potato pale ale or IPA and call it hop potato because that's the only IPA pun that is not taken on the planet.
It probably is. Yeah.
I bet it is now.
Probably shouldn't have said that.
Shoot, yeah. Seth, yeah.
We're doing it.
What
You
about
said it
a-
on air, man. Come on.
Yeah, you should have kept that one.
This is now public
Potato
knowledge.
pale ale.
B52 now owns
What about
the
like made with
rights
hot?
to
What
this
about a beer
beer?
made with hot pockets? Hot pocket. Could you do a hot pocket?
I'm pretty sure that's been done.
Has it been done?
Yeah. I'm just
Everything's
not a
been
fan of
done,
hot
it seems
pockets.
Yeah.
I would say
I don't want my line is if I okay, never mind Twinkies, forget it.
the only
I was gonna say if I enjoy
try,
the
Dave.
product, if you can find a way to put it in beer, but never mind Twinkies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we still need to figure out because
Whatever has sugar.
we talked about it a little bit once or twice, but then social media brought it back up.
Yeah.
recently.
We're approaching this now.
It's too good of an idea and a
Right.
name not
I
to
know.
do it.
It
at
is.
some
I was
point.
gonna approach you after the recording, but we'll go straight to it.
It's Snakes on a Plane. Since they have the movie thing going, like it's too good not to.
It has to happen.
It's
It has
easily
to
the
happen.
best movie
Get
ever
these
created.
snakes.
Okay,
Stop
we'll
playing.
discuss that later. No, but I do agree. This needs to happen,
Yes.
and needs to happen really soon.
For sure, definitely.
Okay, fill me in and all the people that know. I know the movie Snakes.
Snakes on a Plane. We
Okay,
have
well,
So
Copperhead
there's
here,
a lot of snakes
Oh.
on this
and we have
plane.
B52 here.
Oh,
They got the movie thing.
oh,
Oscar
Is this not a
award
collab?
winning.
Like
Yeah,
this
that's
is a collab
good.
that should have
Yes.
already happened, right?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We were sitting on my front patio at Whole Foods, and
I hear that. And I'm like, why didn't I think of that? That's amazing. That's yes.
Yeah, and
please
we were,
do that.
We were just talking about collabs and names, and Justin spit that one out, and I was like, well, that has to happen with Copperhead like tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't with B52 at the time. I was like, you guys need to do that like tomorrow.
Yeah,
And now I'm here to make it happen tomorrow.
maybe maybe we can get Samuel L. Jackson to come to the release party.
Oh my god!
If you can make, you got a connection?
That would be amazing.
No,
Will you give
no.
him a call?
He needs to
He's
be
on the internet, I'm
can,
sure.
though.
If we're on the internet, I don't see why.
Yeah,
he wouldn't.
yeah, we were. See that. That's one of the hardest parts. If you got a name already built in, the beer should be happening because
Yeah.
naming beers is tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all been used. It's
all been done.
I think I still have beers at Whole Foods right now that still aren't out because we just don't have a name for them. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
We used to hold back beers because what are we going to call it, guys? I don't know.
The Simpsons did it.
Yep, they ruined it all.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's tough. So when you got a built-in awesome name like this, you got to make the liquid happen.
Yeah.
You just have to.
No, that's
Otherwise, you can't have a name go to waste like that. That's just gold.
I know.
Yep, it's too good not to do it.
what's in the picture.
Nice.
That's a beautiful looking picture there, Dave. Beautiful.
It is. Except for it's over there.
Well,
Oh, what a good host.
I do love
Dave
this
serving
call.
Dave.
I just
sir.
want to
Thank
point
you.
out that I am the only one that has not jumped up to. I guess everybody ran to the restroom, so we don't need to take another break, right?
So you're just
Yo.
going to tell us, you're just going to sell us all out like that? I
No,
thought,
I'm just-
I, thought
I
I
was-
did it pretty seamlessly.
No, it was pretty seamless. Everybody was, but I just
There's
want to
enough
point out.
people on this show that you can just.
Thank you.
kinda
No, it's a beautiful
wander
thing.
over.
It's-
Pretty sure I came back and y'all were talking about vagina yeast. So.
That was Dave.
I mean, that was like for
Of course it was.
it's just per, his
that was
yeah.
Southern Star Dave, not B52 Dave.
So ridiculous.
Don't you put that on me.
If y'all got the movie thing going, y'all need a Talladega Nights.
Ooh, there's been some
yeah.
quotes thrown around
Yeah.
about that
I'm
one.
on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many. Yeah.
They are fun.
thrown it
And
around.
that's what you do is you come up with a theme just that's going to keep feeding names
Yeah.
because otherwise you can't do it all the time. You cannot come up with names as fast as we're coming up with beers.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
Has
great.
anybody had any issues with naming beers and whatnot?
I did. I had a couple at Whole Foods. I had all right, so Cloudburst was a name for one of ours, and it's a weather term. We sort of had a weather theme going.
Great
I thought
name
that was,
for a beer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty great. It was a hazy IPA, blah blah blah. Cloudburst Brewing called me up like, "Hey,
You can't do that.
you can't. Yeah, that's our name."
You're sued.
Then, and they were, when they do it that way,
Everybody
they
seems
didn't
to be pretty cool about
Yeah,
it.
they didn't send a friar to read off a scroll to us, but I was a little disappointed I called them out for that. But it was cool that they just called me up and said, "Hey," I said, "No problem. We won't brew the beer again." Yeah, I don't know where all these breweries are, man.
Well, it's funny. It's
I
like,
really don't know. I don't. I think Montana, maybe.
There's only 6,000 breweries.
There's only 6,000 breweries, and each one of
So
them
the
have
other-
10 to 20 beers apiece,
Yeah.
and it's just like, 10
10 to 20. Yeah,
I think we have
so
300.
you,
Yeah,
My other
we
one,
have
the
over
craziest one
300.
for me was we had a hazy IPA made with all German, these new fun German hops, and we called it Hasselhoff. David Hasselhoff. And,
Yeah, well,
We
yeah.
get it. We get
Wait,
it.
guys, a brewery called me up and said, "That's our brewery name." I was like, I laughed. I laughed.
No
Brewery name?
way.
No, I swear to God, we can all look it up right now. I was like, "No, really, that's your name?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's our name." I was like, "Don't worry, we will not use that one again."
Hasselhoff.
We thought
Scraping
it
the
was,
bottom of the barrel much?
Yeah, I thought it was really
We thought it was
funny.
a joke.
I hope
as
they're
in
in
the
San
play.
Diego or something, like
I forget where they're. I
some
think,
lifeguard stuff going
yeah,
on.
Hasselhoff was the brewery name, not a beer of theirs.
I
the
think
brewery name.
there's like 9 different beers, either called Blonde, Bombshell, or Bombshell Blonde. Sorry, I can't even say it. I know it's because people order it that way. But there's like 9 different beers and we got a cease and desist from a place, and it was crazy. I lawyered up, spent like $20,000, and then realized that was a learning curve, So
yeah.
this is again why we should all kind of collaborate
Yeah.
together to say, what have you learned?
Yeah,
this
exactly,
is what I
yeah.
learned, and I could have in turn. They were in Ohio. Well, we've been selling in Ohio since 2009, I think. So I could have flipped around and hemmed them in to like 2 counties because I had first right of commerce.
Gotcha.
And I didn't because I don't want to be a dick. But it's like whatever. But
Okay.
it was
Yeah, we're
just
breweries,
crazy. We're
not-
breweries, not
lawyers
Yeah, not
or-
lawyers. But
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I'm going to have to change the name of this beer. Because there's already one, and it's got a federal trademark on it.
Humidity?
So yeah. So
No kidding.
Which is cool. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a great beer name, but it's the same thing. It's a weather phenomenon. But this guy that it's a brewery in North Carolina.
Okay.
They've got a legitimate claim. He filed federal trademark on
And
it.
you have to protect it. They don't,
Sure, he's got to
yeah.
protect it.
Exactly. You can't blame those guys
but-
because if they don't protect
but-
it, they lose it.
But the thing is,
As long as they're cool about it. And
I
we can
brought
all
a
make this
lawyer
up.
into that, and the lawyer was like, she gave me, I was like, look, no, that's not how we operate in this
Good.
industry.
Yeah.
And so I called him, he called me, I called him, we've been talking about it. We penned an agreement, and we said, okay, well, this is what it is. He was very gracious to, I was like, look, we're a brewery that does this many barrels a year. We've got, tens of thousands of dollars worth of stuff with the name Humidity on it. So we came to an agreement, and we're good. So we'll
Good.
call it.
Good.
And we're probably going to end up calling it like humility or
There you go. That's
humanity
actually-
or something like
humility
that.
is
So
actually
it's
pretty
like
great.
whatever,
Yeah,
So
that
we'll
works.
end up, and it's going to be it's going to be something that's not what it is.
Yeah.
But we'll
You guys
figure it
both
out.
saved each other thousands of dollars.
And that's exactly what it is.
Humility is so relevant.
And I was in the
love that
wrong,
name.
so I
That's
think
really
that maybe
good.
that's what it is. I was in the wrong.
Maybe
on that.
we need a better. I mean, we all sit around and check on Tapped to see if a name
Well,
is
it's
used or
funny.
something like that. Maybe we need a better database
Well,
for this.
you pay lawyers to do that.
Yeah, I
and
know.
that's
I don't
what
want.
sucks.
That's what. Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
But
Amazon
but
probably
check
has
it
a
out.
thing for
It's
that.
like
That's
the,
funny.
they,
Why did I left too soon? Huh? Is that what you're saying?
You haven't left.
it's
You don't know that.
It's
That's
full
what I'm saying.
steam. It's
So
full.
they own you.
Full Steam Brewery, I think it's Full
Yeah.
Steam Brewery that had it. They filed for their copyright for Humidity. It's a pale ale. 5 weeks before that.
Wow.
It's by when you file, not when it's granted.
Yep.
They filed for it 5 weeks before we released ours.
Wow.
So if you think about that, that's so close that nobody would have even known.
Yeah.
Because
No, you can't. Yeah.
we had the name. It was already on the schedule. It's a 3-week beer. So, and you got, 2 weeks ahead in the schedule. So it's one of those things. So, and I talked to this guy, his name's Sean, that owns, Full Steam. And we, I kind of explained, because, he was pissed. Well, maybe not pissed, but he was guarding his thing, which is understandable. And I told him, I was like, look, I don't know anything about this. I don't know if this is when you file it or when it's granted. So let me find some stuff out, because if it was when it's
first commercial use, correct?
No, actually, when a federal trademark, it's when it's filed.
The date
and that's why.
But you do have to have some proof of commercial use.
He had his filing, which is you can
be intent to
it's
use.
intent
Yeah.
when
It can be
you
intent
file.
to use.
It's intent to use.
Okay.
And so I contacted him back. I was like, look, you're completely in the right here. So now I've got this. What will you work with me with?
Yeah.
And he was cool enough to say, okay, when we made it out of
sell your inventory now.
We made it out of an agreement, and we're done with this.
Good deal.
So, and that's how
Great.
I think these things are going to be handled.
Hopefully.
That's how it happened.
Well,
with
you know
us,
what? I didn't spend $20,000, to partially because I'd done that before, but partially because it's like that stuff's going to happen all around the board here, because there's only X
All
amount of
the time.
names.
Right. Unless we start using
many
like
puns.
You almost have to be using like serial numbers or something. But there's only so many names, and there's only really so many good names.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's like Cloudburst. That's a great name for a beer. Well,
Probably 1,000
Case in point, we're making a Bach that is going to be out next spring, and Omar's like, let's call it Blue Bonnet Bach. Well, we can't. There's a Blue Bonnet Brewing Company, and there's a Blue Bonnet distributor. And it was like, there's so much things to think about.
Flag.
Yeah. It was
We have
That
label
happened
approval
to-
for double IPA.
Well, that happened. Well, that's not a trademark.
Yeah,
but that happened to us with
It was too
our
general.
Doppelbock Liberator, and we went through the TABC database and looked for label approvals, and it didn't show up. But
doesn't matter.
sure enough,
Chip.
Live Oak had that name.
Yep.
And then we talked to Chip. I talked to Chip, like, we didn't know.
And that's crazy. That's
And
just
he
in
was like-
Texas.
he was like, okay,
Yeah,
how many
down the
labels
street.
you got? We're like, we got about 2,000 labels. And he was like, okay, cool. Sell through your inventory
Yeah.
and
Good.
don't do it
And
again.
and
we're like,
that's
cool.
what's so nice.
I
Like,
told
can you
about
imagine
this,
this happening when we're making candies or something?
Yeah.
Somebody
Oh,
goes,
my God.
well, I've made Snickers, and it's like, well, there's already
name
a
is
Snickers.
Hershey.
My name's Hershey.
Yeah,
It's
my
like,
name is
Oh no, guys, we wouldn't even be you wouldn't have been talking to the owner of that other brewery.
No, you
that would have been lawyer to
It
lawyer.
would have been lawyer to lawyer, and what I found
everybody
out-
would have already been thrown out thousands of dollars.
When I found out that when I dropped the $20,000 for Bombshell Blonde, what I found out is the average litigation, courtroom litigation cost for a trademark violation is $800,000.
Jeez.
No
I was like,
way.
nope.
That's what my IP.
What can we do here? Yeah.
Don't fight. Just
Yeah.
change the name.
Well, you guys
Figure it out.
I mean,
Yeah, just figure
we
it
had
out
a-
over some beers, man.
Yep.
We had a fun experience with one of our beers when we first started. We had a pale ale called Yellowtail Pale Ale.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was a wine too, right? With the that's
You should have called it tail yellow.
Yellowtail Wine ended up sending us, or their
I
lawyer
remember
group
that.
sent us a giant stack of paperwork, and I
got
got
Yellowtail's wine.
can't
too.
believe
I got
Oh, yeah.
I got mad because they said
But-
that I was doing it intentionally to confuse customers, and I was like,
Well, that's
no
what
one
they
is
had.
going to confuse my $9 six pack with your
Well-
$3 bottle of wine. Like, so I actually did fight it, and
But
I
the
responded
reason
back
that they
to
did that, the reason that they said that is because that is the language of
Yeah,
the law.
you
It's
have to
confusion of the source.
Yep.
Yep.
Maybe.
And you
That
have
is-
to protect your
that's
brand.
why
That's the
they
way that
Maybe.
it's signed up. That's the way that it's written. You have to
So-
protect your brand.
And it's confusion of the source is the criteria
and-
for whether or not you're
And what's
in.
crazy is when I first was made aware of Humidity Pale Ale by Full Steam, Sean emailed me and was like, I hate to be this guy to tell you this,
that's
but
cool,
this is what it is. And so, I
That's
said,
cool,
we
though.
called, we had like an hour conversation. And I think when the initial posturing was done to
Yeah.
where, he was like,
Yep.
you're stealing my shit and whatnot. But
Because you got to come in with your chest chest puffed up, and
everybody. Look,
yeah.
it's your stuff, and you've already filed,
Yeah.
a trademark for it. And I learned a lot about it. It's like, and I figured, I was like, look, you're in the right. I'm not going to fight you over this, even though, we're both about the same size. So we could have both wasted all of our money fighting over something that, is dumb.
That's another thing.
And then lawyers make the money. No, it's like, and I think that's what's with this many breweries. I mean, how many breweries are there in America now? Is it like 6,000? Are we at 6,000, 7,000? We're all going to have the same names. I mean, when people are suing each other over the font of their IPA,
yeah,
it's like,
is that a thing?
Oh no, that already happened.
The only thing I want to
Lagunitas in
protect
Sierra
is
Nevada.
our brewery name.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Was that brewery name?
Hey, well,
you
I'll
can
protect.
complain
If somebody,
to us about a beer
if somebody
name,
comes
I'll
out with
change
Buried Hatchet Stout, I'm gonna say, hey man, I already have one of these.
Right.
Am I going to sue
had like
you?
the only one forever. So
Yeah, am I going to sue you over it? Probably not. But I'm gonna let's work it out. Figure it out.
Yeah.
How did
that
the
might be
Yellowtail thing end?
Oh, I ended up responding back to that, and I was not really nice in my response to their lawyer, and I basically told them it would be cheaper to pay me to change the name than to take it to court and fight it, and they ended up agreeing. So
Awesome.
they paid me to change it, and they basically bought our keg washer and our first round of kegs that
I'm naming my next beer Shiner Box.
So, and then just to take it a step further, I changed the name to Kangaroo Killer because their logo was a kangaroo.
That's how you
nice.
That's such a good story.
That is awesome.
a great story.
That is awesome.
I was wondering how that got that name. That's awesome.
I almost
put two and two together.
It made no sense. Now it does. Okay.
I almost sent in like our girl that does our artwork is ridiculous on like her own level, but I told her the story, and she drew like perfect artwork. This kangaroo with a really nervous look on his face, and it's got Copperheads wrapped around him, about to bite him in the neck. It was awesome. I almost sent a 6-pack of it to the lawyer group, but I was
probably
like,
good not to.
Yeah,
I would advise against
Remember,
that.
they have a lot more money than you.
Yeah, a lot more.
Exactly.
They just said, okay, let's make this go away, and paid you for 2 pieces of your equipment. So
Call that a win and go away.
Maybe at some point though, that might be awesome. Like maybe a couple years from now, that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think I asked.
Maybe
I asked
never.
for
I'll tell you what, though, that
Kangaroo,
Bach that we're
whatever
going
it
to call
is.
Blue Bond, I'm calling it Car Bach.
CARBOCK.
Yeah. I mean, like, look, it'd be
Nice
cheaper
and
just
close
to pay
to
me.
Yeah.
Nice and
Be
close.
cheaper.
Or the
Just-
shiner, like
yeah.
a black eye. Shiner Bach.
I'll do both of them.
I'm going to punch you in the face with this Bach.
Bam.
You can get a shiner.
Just
That's what I'm gonna
reverse
do.
it. Bach car.
Bach car,
Whatever.
yeah.
Same
No, it's
thing.
going to be Car Bach. I mean, I
Okay,
brewed it in
fine.
the back of my car. You don't know any different. Prove me wrong.
You're the, what would you call the guy
Okay.
with that went around with the high Krausen? You're
I'm the barn man. Yeah.
Barn.
Oh my gosh, that's your car box.
But it's instead of a carriage, you
And
have
don't they
a
have a beer called Barn Burners? The Barn Burner?
A barn burner. Yeah, there you go. There you
yeah.
go.
Instead of a carriage, you have like a '77 Oldsmobile.
All right, guys.
They'll be like-
We don't have client.
No, hold on. Oh, a white
privileges here.
van with shades drawn. A pervert van. That's how you do it.
Dave said in his wagon there were windows with curtains.
Yeah, I think we should discontinue this
Yeah,
conversation.
No comment.
as we're secretly
Again, we
playing.
wade into unpleasant territory.
Of course, there's curtains.
It does.
They look
Why?
great with the carpet on the
Just
walls.
kidding, Carbach. Go sue me.
I love you, Carbach.
Not.
Brilliant plan, though. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it.
No, is that good? It might be a good point.
Yeah.
Posit. Well, as we've had this lovely discussion about all things.
There has been a lot of things.
Yeah, and there's never too many things, so we should do this again, right? I want to. You know what? I'm going to double down on when we were here, either once or 2 times ago, Dave. I want to do the show on a boat in the middle of Lake Conroe at some point.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
No, actually, there's the Southern
to brew a
Empress.
beer
We
for
could
this.
do it
I'm on a boat
the
logger.
paddle boat. The
paddle
Southern
boat.
Empress.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah,
have
they have
to
a paddle boat.
Make a beer called I'm
Can
on
we
a
do an
boat
event
lager.
on there? Like,
Yes.
I'm on a boat.
No,
On a
no.
boat.
I'm
We
on a
are
boat.
doing this.
I want to do.
I'm
Yeah,
on a
that's
boat.
one of my goals. The on a boat and then the
Everybody's mic has to be auto-tuned, though.
So it'd be like, I am on a boat.
That was really good.
That's good. That was good. Auto-tuned.
Okay. All right. Are you writing down these plans, Mike?
Someone does need to be following us
They're
around
being
with notes.
Like a
Yeah.
steel trap. Yeah, it
You
is.
guys, we're talking into a microphone right now.
Oh, wait,
it's not
yeah.
like we need to write this down.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah, but yeah.
I still want that person following me around. Like, what do you say? I need to write this down.
Bitterman, write this down. Or Siri.
It always is.
Yeah, Alexa. Alexa, remember that. Because Amazon owns us all.
Yeah.
They own us all.
It is
Praise
always
Amazon.
such a pleasure
I did say
to
that
do this.
when I was doing a collab with Holler. I don't know if that's a
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Wrong show.
yeah.
They endorsed us. It's fine. Did y'all see that?
Right show.
They endorsed us. They're bigger fans of our show than their show. That's what James said.
I was there during the when Amazon or when Whole Foods got bought out, and I said, well, I guess that's fitting. I've been a Prime member much longer than I've been a Whole Foods employee, so I guess I can say I'm still part of the family.
You just say I'm coming home.
Yeah.
I'm home now.
I'm coming home.
Come on, Jeff, bring it in here. Bring it in here, Bezos or whatever. I wonder what his nickname is. Zucks. That's Zucks and
No, Bezos doesn't get a nickname.
JB.
There isn't a story. Okay, so he just did his first like Whole Foods sort of appearance, and he gets shuttled in and out like the president. I mean, they shut the place down. They have a full security detail come in, check everybody, make sure the people that are in that room, and then they shuttle him in, and then no one's allowed to leave that room while he's coming and going. No one's allowed to come and go from that room, and then when he's gone, he's gone. I mean, but we're talking about that powerful
I
of a man.
totally
now.
want that. I'm just kidding.
We can make that.
So creepy.
We can shuttle you
creepy
in.
as hell, dude.
That's wild.
I know this.
You don't get to
so-
live
I
a
know.
regular
If you
life.
walked into your brewery
It's like,
and
yeah.
everybody was like,
Yeah, it's like you have a force field
Really,
of
like,
reality
doesn't
around
feel
you. That's
right.
crazy.
Yeah, but that's. I didn't think about him as that sort of power until you think about
How much
the
money
richest
he's
man.
got, yeah.
The richest man on the planet. I guess that
I guess that's what
alone.
you get. But I mean,
makes
who's going
you
to kill him? He's a nerd. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen that meme where he's walking through
His
fire in his
throne.
vest? He's nothing like the old bookseller. He's got like personal trainers now.
He's got.
Yes.
I guess he
but
doesn't
his
have a
drones
bar.
are going
Yes,
to become
Yeah, he's-
drones are going to become self-aware.
AIDS
And,
help him to get-
Wait, I think there's a movie about that.
Yeah, there is.
Is there a movie about that?
Amazon 4.
Here's a sound.
Amazon Salvation.
Well,
That is so weird.
That's an uplifting and
pretty
cheery
wild.
note to wrap up. Then
Yeah, Amazon Salvation.
I just want to.
People are going to look back
Thank
at
you,
this in
Jeff.
like 10
Thank you,
years.
Jeff.
They're like,
Thank
they
you, Jeff.
predicted the downfall.
Yeah, Jeff, if you want to fund us, like we could do InterBrews on Amazon Prime. If
With what's in your pocket?
if you're,
Yeah, no
if
kidding.
you're hearing what we're putting down and you're liking it, we can. There's
obviously
more.
And hurry up with that book that I ordered yesterday.
Yeah,
Getting
2-day
impatient.
shipping. Oh, that's so
know.
long. Get
Come
those
on.
drones. Anyway.
Wait, $3.99 next day shipping. Come on.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it's
Dude, I pay $99 a year for Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can wait an extra day.
Wait an extra
yeah.
day.
I don't know.
Hurry
That
up.
just depends. That just
Oh my
depends.
I
god.
like how they've. Last thing I'll say.
Sure.
Oh, but the last thing I'll
If you'll click on the hey, I'm a little patient. I'll wait one more day, and they give you like 99 cents to spend on a song.
Never.
Or something.
That's
yeah.
actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I do it all the
really
time.
is.
Yeah.
$1? Screw that. I want it now.
Well, it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Depends
If
on
it's
the-
liquor, you want it right now. But if it's like, if it's like a
If it's something I can wait on. Yeah. And then,
Oh, yeah. The kid can wait. I need my liquor.
Like, I'm gonna save that dollar.
parent of the year right here.
They can wait a day. I'm gonna keep that dollar.
So the Chamber
yeah.
of Commerce isn't listening.
Yeah, no kidding. Sorry, Chamber of Commerce.
Are you still running? Are you still
It's-
running? For,
no, it's
for
CBB.
office?
No, I have never been running for office, but when I do, that's going to be my campaign slogan.
yeah.
Save that dollar.
Save that dollar.
Beer in hand.
Yep.
Save that dollar.
Save that
Oh,
dollar.
no. Well, I was going to
We're
wrap,
this podcast then.
but push it out another 2 minutes.
Pushing out.
2 minutes and 30 seconds so we can hit the 2-hour mark.
Yeah. Well, why not?
'Cause that's-
I mean, we've been
We've
here.
never done a 2-hour show.
Let's do a 4-hour show. Come
This
on.
could continue,
You
but
keep bringing pictures of
I'm
beer,
sleeping.
that'll
You
be-
know, I'm
Now
sleeping here
people,
then.
now people are just listening to Buzz people talk on microphones.
Yeah, can we rotate,
Pretty
take
much.
naps or something?
Let's
Like
get some karaoke.
No
out.
way.
Somebody
We've
go
never
to
done
Taco Bell, get some lunch.
Taco Bell.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Am I right?
Don't
I love
get
Taco Bell.
her started. Jesus.
Crunchwrap Supreme is where it's at.
What?
Wait, we should make a Crunchwrap Supreme beer.
Oh.
Ooh, that'd be
Ooh.
nasty.
What about those?
Oh my god.
Wait, what about those
Sour
Los
cream and
Doritos?
beer.
What is it? The
That
Doritos shells? What is that one called? Doritos Locos.
I like that. I like the
know
breakfast egg taco that actually
yes.
is a fried egg.
Yeah.
Like that? Like that?
You should Randall beer through those. It's like
A real
they're egg
breakfast
straight up
stout.
AM breakfast Locos beer.
No, see, we
You
don't
get sued by
Randall.
Four
We
Locos.
condition.
There you go.
There.
Conditioned.
It's conditioned on.
We literally
Doritos.
had to buy 400 of those things.
That's
All
okay.
right. That's
Totally
all right.
worth it. Put it in the
We got the
budget.
pancakes from Helmut Hudson.
They're only
I
like
mean,
40 cents a
that was
piece.
fancy.
That'd be the
Well, dude.
cheapest thing we.
What's your cost in this?
Is there a bulk discount? Can we get a pallet price, please?
Oh man.
Seth, any last
Or a drum?
Any last words?
Don't use Taco Bell.
It's just like
Yeah,
I wish I
no.
would have never come to this.
No Taco Bell.
That's bullshit.
All right. Well, I can spend the next minute vamping. And I just want to say thank you to everybody here and to everybody who has listened to this episode up until this point. If you made it this far, congratulations to Kennedy's assertion that we've done a 2-hour show. Last time we released the Southern Star episode in 2 different episodes. This is one big chunky episode. So we're getting into like Joe Rogan podcast territory.
And
here.
like Dan Carlin.
Dan Carlin. Yeah,
You're
Dan
like,
Carlin,
You're like
the-
6 hours.
Yeah,
of,
the history of Conroe beer.
yeah.
This is what we've attacked here. So this has been a blast. I want to thank
Sure
you
has.
all for being here, and we need to do this again.
I'm always open to do this again. This is so much fun, and I don't have to work.
What are you talking about?
This is work.
This is serious.
I know
stuff.
this is awesome. I'm like, this is my work. I worked hard all day. You go home and beat your kids. It's like I worked hard. You don't understand the stresses I'm under.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it here, and
Seems like a good stop.
yeah, that sounds good.
Talking about beating our kids.
So for Dave's kids,
Just.
for Dave's kids, and
They're gonna
My
have a rough
love.
day later, apparently.
for Jessica and Seth and Brent and New Dave and TD Mike and Kennedy down there holding it down. My name's Josh. I just want to say thank you to all.
Cheers.
Cheers to you all.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank
guys.
you all for listening. This is InterBrews.
The preceding has been a presentation of Stewed Productions.